shit like that. Yeah, shit, a lot of that.
Textures
shit,
I don't
like,
care about. I'm talking about like AI and like how you interact
like
with
that's
the world.
not
The AI is
shit.
pretty
Like just
pretty
like
dumb
AI,
in the game.
Yeah, like they are sometimes dumb. Like I've met some that will stand there and they'll just get shot, and I'll be like, all right. But then you'll have some that will flank, that will use their certain cybernetics to get at you. Then like what you can do, they can do too. So it's like whatever, like where you could fry somebody's cybernetics, like they can do that same shit to you. But it's like the same thing. So it's like Witcher 3 when that came out, like it had like 16 fucking updates before it was what it is. So it's just like, and I mean, yeah, Witcher 3 wasn't to the degree of Cyberpunk, of course, but it's just like the stuff that they did do in the story that they did complete and like what it has here, it is very promising and it is very good. Like, so what they hit well. Is this the technical stuff is the real issue. Like, it's just like, it takes away, like you said.
Smooth, drag Optimus in here.
Where he at?
Like you said.
In general.
Like you said, Coke Boy, like it breaks immersion and shit like that. So it's like,
all right. We're live, by the way.
Cyberpunk was fucking falling cars all over.
Oh man,
it was raining cars in your game.
Shit, I thought that shit was on PC. Like when I saw that, like I thought that was like fucking flying cars and shit on PC.
Wait, hold up. We got Optimus Cole in the building. What's good, man? How you doing?
Before we get to we haven't even done the proper intro.
Yeah.
Man, about
we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah.
We've been alive for about 95 seconds.
Okay. Make sure you guys hit that like button.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Planet Xbox Podcast, episode 44. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and we have an awesome show lined up for you guys here today. We can go around the table with the panel. We're gonna start with the newest old man Logan. What's up?
Oh, what's up, everybody?
That's it?
I don't know what else I'm supposed to say.
Okay,
Mr. Twitch.
I'm just here. I'm just chilling.
Whoa. And then we have we're gonna introduce Chris Righteous. He's still in here, right? Chris.
Yeah.
I'm about to say he better be in here. He campaiged for Optimus. He better be in here.
I'm gonna tweet him right now.
Nah, I campaign for Optimus too, man.
Where's Chris at?
Nah. What's up, Optimus?
All right. Until Chris comes back, NickBanks, you can introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Planet Xbox? It's Mr. Series S. They seen me coming. They got me with the SSD with the Series S. But what's going on, everybody? Let's talk about some game.
Man, finally on time. Let's go.
All right. Who we got next? We got Dopest J.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Dopest J. We got another episode of Planet Xbox. This is episode 44. We got a lot of good topics to talk about today. Next gen is here. Hopefully, you guys got your consoles. If not, you are going to get them soon. So yeah, we got some good topics. We got old man Logan on for the second week in a row. We got Optimus Cold up in here. We got that guest. So yeah, let's get it, guys.
And we have Swans as always, man. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, always same old shit. Ups and downs. I'm hoping that everybody is doing well. I hope everybody got their consoles ready for this next gen talk. Let's get it.
That's what's up. And so we're currently waiting the arrival of Chris. But we was blessed to have the addition. See, now this is kind of interesting because I would have gave this a lot more attention and hype if I'd known you were coming today. But shout out to Optimus Code. How are you, sir?
What up, Blue? Man, yeah, Chris hit me up in the DMs. He was like, man, when you coming through, like whenever y'all want me to, he's like, come through tonight. You need to teach Smooth a lesson.
All right. That's exactly what he said.
No, because I've been dying to get, and I never reached out to you about this, but I've been dying to just do a sit down, one-on-one talk for about 40 freaking minutes just to air it all out. And the problem is, it's like, all right, you're here, so it's like, Now it doesn't have any value. I'm just gonna have to do it all tonight. If you have the time. If you don't have the time, then we can figure something.
We got the time, and I mean, we can do however you want. I'll come back again. We can do it again.
You know what I mean?
Whatever you want, Smooth. We keeping it real tonight, Smooth.
Okay,
That's all I got to say.
okay. That's all. I mean, that's all I expect. I expect nothing less. I expect nothing less. Chris Righteous, how are you doing?
Are we live?
Yeah, Chris, do your intro. Do your intro. I have to get my kids to be quiet, so do your intro. I'll be back.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Planet Xbox. Another podcast, stuff to talk about. And yo, shout out to my guy Optimus Cole, man. I've been trying to get him on for over a month now, but he was busy and the holidays and stuff come up. But glad you're here to join, so you can actually talk to, Xbox fans who kind of have a problem with your approach on how you criticize Xbox all the time and stuff like that. So,
Look, we're not gonna bring Twitter to YouTube, are we? Okay, all right, let me go ahead.
I don't know what we doing, man. Chris asked me to show up here.
Chris set you up, bro.
I didn't say Optimus Cole. Optimus can hold his own.
Yeah.
Optimus is etc. All right, what that means, he's an ancient. All right, so wisdom and knowledge and all that stuff. You know what I mean? He's an ancient, but yeah, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to all the panel members and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean,
what up, Jess?
What's up, Jess?
Well, Smooth gone, but
I'm here. I'm here. I'm listening. Go ahead, say what you got to say.
No, I was gonna say what I had to say because I brought up Optimus last time when he wasn't here, but I was only referencing to him because Optimus. Remember the last time you was here, right? You sold me. You was like, yeah, the developers. We really care about the game design and the way we don't really want to see last gen consoles still, the whole cross gen thing. And I was like, you was banging me and Smooth in the head. You was telling us, boom, boom, like. So I was like, you know what, Optimus, you're right, and I agree with you. And since the developers want it, I'm with it. But it seemed like at the Sony announced that they was going to do it for years out, you left me hanging, and I was still out there with the picket sign. Like, I was like, Optimus. But I see as a difference between certain so I go.
What he's trying to say is that the minute that PlayStation announced that they will be supporting the PS4, your whole holding back argument just went out the window.
But it didn't. It didn't go out the window.
No, it ain't quiet. Hold on, it didn't go out the window. That's why I knew what Optimus was doing. Right? It didn't go out the window, but he didn't bring it up when it came to Sony.
Okay, before Optimus goes, I know he's gonna go. The purpose was that people kept saying that old hardware will not hold back next generation games as far as design. Right? Nobody's ever changed up on that. It's the same thing with Sony. It's like, is Horizon going to be held back by the PS4? Yes. You know what I mean? Is
absolutely
God of War? If God of War is cross generation, would the design be held back because they also have to port it to the PS4?
So you saying that to say what? What are you saying that to say? No. People say? We gonna forget about it?
What I'm saying is you're making it seem like we were saying, or like Optimus was saying that, hey, the Xbox One is going to hold the Series X in game design because it's cross generation, and then when Sony does it, all of a sudden Sony games aren't going to be held back.
Right. The message don't change. The message don't change at all. It's the same. And to be clear, Nick, it didn't really happen the way that you said it. The way that it happened was, I was just like, hey, as gamers, here is why we want to get rid of the old hardware. We don't want these types of things holding us back. So I got a lot of pushback from that. I was responding to the pushback. Like Kid Smooth said, if you're going to try to check him, he going to get worse. I remember I heard him say it. So people were saying all of this stuff. I'm like, that is not true. So the more people tried to argue such a basic concept, the more I went on the offensive to defend it. Then when that conversation slowed down and I didn't have nobody acting crazy no more, there was no need for me to keep beating that drum because everybody began to accept that it was true. I had a couple of people though hit me up on Twitter, and it's their matter of public record for everybody to see. And I was the same thing that Chris just said. Yes, Horizon will be held back. Yes, God of War, if it releases in 2021 cross gen, it will be held back. That it doesn't matter who it is. Old hardware always holds back game design with the new generation, and you can't help.
And just to be clear, that doesn't mean that like when I okay, for me, I'm speaking for myself. When I say these things, that doesn't mean that I don't think that any cross generation game is going to be bad or trash because of it. No, look at Miles Morales. Like there's going to be like I suspect Horizon Forbidden West to be absolutely amazing. I suspect God of War to be, even if it's cross generation. But the point of all this argument in the beginning of last year was people kept denying the fact that old hardware does not hold back
right, and it wasn't necessarily old hardware, although that is true that it's old hardware, Chris. It was just lesser hardware holds back greater hardware, and you can put that in any combination you want. You can put it in PC. If every game had to run on the Switch day and date, we would get less design because it has to be designed to accommodate the Switch. But we don't. They make all the games, they design it for current gen consoles, and then they port it to the Switch later because they don't let that hold things up, right? So that's just a normal thing, Nick. Like that's like arguing that we don't need air to breathe.
No, that's not the same argument.
Yeah, no, that is a futile discussion.
Hold on, but the reason why I brung it up is because every day, and even Smooth said it. They say, "Damn, dog, you don't take a day off on Xbox."
Now this is different.
But you actually let these PlayStation dudes get away. Like,
no.
I get it.
That's not true.
That is not true. Let me say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing because I gotta name this person that when he stood up to the Puddlegate, right? Uh-huh. You got to be on another level to be able to handle these PlayStation trolls, and I get it. It's different, like and even he said it. What was his name? Kofi.
Yeah.
Like when he did the Puddlegate, he was like, "Oh man, these dudes are relentless." Like it's different than the Xbox. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with Xbox trolls, it's a little bit different.
So let me be clear. That has not been my experience at all.
So
in my experience, the Xbox zealots. So like you got the extremists, right? You just got like the regular fan. They don't care about none of this stuff. They just want to play and have fun.
Yeah.
So you got the regular Xbox fan, the regular PlayStation fan. Like to me, all of those people are cool.
Oh man.
Then you got the extremists. You got the people like, well, I guess I won't say no names, but you got the people that's the extreme on the Xbox side and the people that's extreme on the PlayStation side. From my experience, the Xbox extremists are worse by far, and it's not even close.
No. Worse to you. Worse to you. No, worse to you.
That's the funniest shit I've
No. They're worse. They're worse towards you because of the truth that you tell about Xbox. And sometimes people like to take fun. Poke their little jabs and troll Xbox for whatever. Right? It's fun. It's funny. Like at the end of the day, it's just jokes. But those guys take offense to it, so that's why you get treated a certain type of way versus other people.
Right.
Me, I don't care. I just post what I post, and I keep it pushing.
That's because you're a PC dude, though.
Well, so I get what. Okay, so the other thing was like with Cole when Cole comes at these people, he comes out after the main, like he said, like the zealots, the main ones who like to blatantly lie, the ones who blatantly like to say misinformation, and even when the truth comes out, right, and the facts comes out, they still like to
right. They won't
spin
even.
it. They won't admit it.
My bad. I made a mistake. I'll do better. They just try to act like it didn't happen,
right?
And then keep on with the next lie.
So when it comes to right, because you have unknown zealots and trolls that you don't know that you see on Twitter, right? They may have an anime avatar, they may have a Master Chief avatar, whatever, on both sides and shit like that. But when it comes to like the actual community, for example, like with the people that you can point to and that that have like YouTube channels, right? Like Porter Rock or Jay Bari and stuff like that. When it comes to keeping it real, I always see those guys from the PlayStation side keep it 100% real whenever Sony fucks up and be like, "Yo, we don't like this shit. whatever.
They're in a minority.
Hold on,
There's Xbox versions of people.
Let me finish. Well, hold on. And the trolls are in the minority too, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, there's not 100 million trolls coming after you every day, Smooth. Like let's keep it real.
Not 100 million, but it feels about at least 10,000.
Okay, but no, you don't even run into that. You don't even run into that. But then you got people in the Xbox community who are well known, like quote Eastwood or like these other people. That just like will continue to either like spin misinformation or won't even admit when they. Sometimes they will admit, okay, I was wrong on this, but then the next day they'll say a whole bunch of bullshit or whatever.
What about the tools, Chris?
But hold up, man. You got dudes that is on the PlayStation side to do the same thing, man. They just
I know.
The RDNA 3 shit used to get me pissed off, bro. The RDNA 3. Oh my god.
Let me try to clarify what I said, because I mean my sentence was very clear. From my experience, the Xbox extremist is way worse. And the reason that I say that is very similar to what Chris just said. There were, like, it doesn't really happen that often, but there are times when, like, I go up against the PlayStation extremists when they was like this whole tools and all of this stuff, and I'm like, no, that's true. So we got into this big thing about tools, and I'm like, okay, I thought y'all might have learned y'all lesson from the Xbox zealots, but I see y'all want to take it there too, because this tool stuff is true. It is true that the Xbox matures are not. I'm sorry, the Xbox tools are not as mature as the PlayStation tools, and there are reasons for that. And so I thought we was finna go into our thing, and then they was like, okay, my fault. I really don't want to argue with you on that level, because we know you know what you're saying, but is it true then that the Xbox tools is going to create this large performance gap? So I was like, well, that part ain't true. It is true that the tools are not mature, but once the tools come along, like this thing where PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 1, this game, this new mode, like that's going to stop happening. It's going to be more the case where they are the same, or some games Xbox is performing better, some games PlayStation is performing better. They're going to be more even. So the reason the PlayStation is coming along ahead now in the beginning is because their tools are just better. And it's like, it's not even rocket science. The Xbox tools are getting better by the day. I heard from developers today about like recent improvements and how things are getting better. So it's going to happen. It's just that when it does happen, it's not going to be this.
It's not going to be a large gap.
It's going to be about the games, man. It's going to get back to what
man, I don't care about any of that stuff. We got Optimus in here, right? No, because that man,
you don't care about the game.
I don't care. Not right now. No, all right. I'm just getting to the point because it's taking too long to get to it. Everybody's asking their questions. Okay. I don't even think I said a word in this damn podcast yet. So Optimus, you should understand by this point my biggest gripe with you and what they have been over the past weeks. I recall you pretty much stating that you made your point, because my whole thing was, all right, you made your point, you've been proven right about being held back, all this other shit, right? You got it.
Yeah, just whatever, all the stuff. Yeah, whatever.
Then it was this thing, you started to do where you say, I'm gonna go after these Xbox, like, I'm gonna defend myself against these zealots, right?
Yep.
And I thought this was good, because I could be wrong. I felt like I heard you or saw you say this is going to be like, some limited time shit, right?
That was true.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and then now it might have stopped because of work got busy. My activity on Twitter has calmed down a bit, so you might have stopped. I don't know, but I'm gonna say as of last week, from that point as of last week, you won 110%. To the point where I had the question, is anybody actually bothering you at this point?
So you said I just took it too far when I was supposed to be calming it down.
Yeah, so I'm gonna express my true feelings of what I thought happened, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, right?
All right.
So I felt that during your tirade, Obviously, you know, in the beginning, I thought the shit was funny. I mean, I hadn't really nothing much to say because you've handed me a handful of L's, so I couldn't really. I had no place. I was like, all right, I'll sit back and laugh, right, whatever. And then, but I felt like something happened, right? I felt the more you did it, the more antagonizing you've done, the more memes, the more jokes. A couple of things happened. You've gained. Did you gain more followers, right or wrong, since that point?
I've lost
other than the people you blocked. Other than the people you blocked.
Oh, I don't. It's hard to tell because it's hard to tell by the way I block them. When I look at the stats, it says I'm like down like 14% in followers or something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I didn't block that many.
Did you notice your engagements increase? If you ain't growing followers, you definitely grew in engagement.
No, my engagement is also down.
That's like last week. I'm talking about during the window of the height of all this bullshit you've been
I don't
doing.
know.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about during that time.
That's a good question. I can't answer that. I don't know because I only recently learned how to.
The analytics
stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So personally, I felt that you had your intentions were, you know, I'm gonna ride on these until they had it right. And I felt like what happened was you have gotten so much support during your tirade against Xbox extremists to the point you forgot what you started, or you forgot why you started doing it. And I felt, and I felt it was something you now had to keep up to satisfy your newfound success, your newfound like fame and freedom, and so I started, and that's what made me take it a bit personal. And I'm like, yo, like, why are you doing this? I'm looking at the time. I'm waking up in the morning. The first tweet I see is from you, and it's not even a good morning tweet. It's a tweet.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Some of those tweets I seen was jokes. But we got another thing, man. We got another guest tonight because today is a special episode of Planet Xbox for everybody. Make sure you guys hit that like button. And share. We got Black Bond in the building. Introduce yourself.
Wait, hold on. I did not invite him. Who did this?
Listen, Bond. Don't listen to Smooth, man. You always invited. You're a welcome guest.
Whoa. I just had something to say real quick.
Oh, shit.
Optimus Code, who do you think you are?
Oh, shit.
Oh, I ain't nobody.
Coming in hot.
Just the OG. That's all. What's up, Bond?
You're going to have to find somebody else to make fun of. You can't be encroaching on my property.
My fault.
Oh, my God.
My fault.
Oh, man.
I don't want no
got
trouble.
shit. Hold up. Y'all ain't going to be jumping.
I can make fun of Smooth, but that don't mean you can.
I hear you, player. I don't want no trouble, man. I don't want none.
Hey, Smooth, we play Halo, man. They play Halo. We can do a 2v2, man. They can't be talking shit to you like that.
Right. I need you guys to stop.
This Xbox, baby.
Smooth. It's a new year. And, you know, Smooth only has a limit to how much she can take a week. And that's my spot to be cracking the jokes.
I hear you, player. I don't want no trouble, man. Chris invited me on. I'm sorry I didn't check with you first, Bond. It won't happen again.
I mean, Smooth talking about he waking up to tweets and losing sleep. Like, what's going on, Smooth?
No, I'm giving Optimus like a summary of why I've been.
You started going in on my tweet.
I don't hate him. It's just that it's been.
Oh, here we go.
He needs to know this. He needs to hear why I'm feeling this way. So I guess what I was trying to say is that I felt the shit got to your head, and I felt like you forgot your purpose. And I felt like, is it like that? Did these newfound followers, these PlayStation extremists, them hyping you up? Are you now going to be doing this? Like, is this the new you? That's pretty much.
All right, so.
I'll let you guys get back to whatever you're doing.
I can answer all of this in about 45 seconds or less.
Okay.
So, number one, no. I've said it before. Like, I understand why y'all say it now. Like, I really had to talk to Hard 8 about this. I'm like, why do everybody keep talking about likes? And like, I'm too old for that I don't think about that stuff. Only thing I look at, honestly, when I make a tweet, I look at the number of replies, because the part that I enjoy is the engagement, the conversation back and forth with people. Is somebody gonna crack a joke? Is somebody gonna say something insightful? It's the conversation, like what we doing right now is just the talking. The likes and the retweets and all of that stuff, that don't mean nothing to me, especially if it doesn't generate more conversations. So I would rather have a tweet with 500 replies and no likes and no retweets than the other way around. The conversation is the part that I'm after. So no, I don't pay attention to that stuff. It hasn't gone to my head because it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't understand the whole digital clout. Well, I kind of understand it now. I'm getting better, but the digital clout has no meaning to me. I like real clout. The whole internet stuff is not really my thing. I think I'm too old for it, and I just like have missed it. The part though that I did realize, like just different people was trying to get me to understand. I won't really mention no names, but for whatever reason, I do have a small amount of this digital clout. Even though I didn't do anything to get it, I don't know where it came from. I don't really value it, but I have a small amount of it, and like other people want it. And because they want it, they automatically assume that I do things to increase mine as well, but I don't. I will tell you the reason why I do things specifically against Xbox. And I put this all in the tweet before.
Pretty much people are assuming that you're just doing this to pander towards the PlayStation audience, right?
Because
like,
they thought like you got more.
Hold on. Let me say, hold on. But okay, so here's the thing, Optimus. You know, like a lot of stuff, because I'm more of a guy that likes to deal with, you know, truth and facts and shit like that. Yeah, I give a lot of opinions on shit like that, right? So when I see you make, you know, a lot of tweets and stuff like that, like, you know, about the tools or whatever and stuff like that, I agree with a lot. I retweet and share like that. It's not just because you're coming after Xbox and streamers, even though I enjoy those tweets as well too. You know what I mean? But
just the more educational stuff you try.
But there's maybe one or two times, right, where you're trying to troll the extremists, right? And then you say, well, look at this, look how this game is running, right? And you'll show a picture of a game that's fucked up or whatever. Look how the game is running on the Series X or whatever. But it's actually a PlayStation 5 game. You want to explain
he knew exactly where I was going. He knew exactly where the fuck I was going.
So all right. So let me get to that part.
We gotta address that. That's what I'm saying.
First, go ahead,
Smooth.
No. Yeah, we just to let the chat know. This is where I sort of helped blow this up because I was highly upset at the tweet that Optimus posted of Assassin's Creed, and I think it was a bug taking place. And he says, I forgot what the tweet, but you called out
Xbox support, like please help me or something. I said crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And the thing is like, it was from my image. The first thing I saw was just button prompts. So I was like, this is clearly PlayStation gameplay, and this was in the midst of all those people sharing videos of their PlayStation crashing and doing weird shit. So I'm like, this is clearly a PlayStation gameplay, and for likely it's probably PS5. So I tweeted and I'm like, yo, all right, now this is Optimus, you on some F-boy shit right now. So we want you to address that tweet of what was the point of doing that?
So that in particular, but again, like all of this stuff is running together, right? Like, so you're not going to get the big picture, but I will tell you that tweet in particular was because there was 1, 2, 3, him. There were like 4 people, 3 or 4 dudes, 3 dudes that did it a lot, and this 4th dude, he would chime in like every once in a while, but they would always like each other's stuff and like at me and DM me. So basically it's exactly what you said. It was during the time where people were complaining about like PlayStation crashes and all of this stuff. And everybody knew I was excited about the PS5 and that I wasn't excited about the Xbox Series X. So this particular group of people did not like it. That I wasn't saying anything negative about the Series X at that time. I was only saying positive stuff about PlayStation and nothing else. All my tweets was about PlayStation. And so they would always in my mentions adding me, man, look, another PlayStation crash. Oh, look, another PlayStation crash. And they would be in my DMs, another PlayStation crash. And like they would send the same one like 4 or 5 times saying it was another PlayStation crash. Because you know how like on iOS you can tweet a video and it'll look like it's yours, but like if you click it, you can see who the original person is.
Yeah.
The tweet, okay. So they would find a video and then they would just like tweet it at me again, but it was like the same video. So they would be like, this is another crash. And so finally, one of the dudes sent me one, and it was like this person about like they PS5 GPU is overheating, and please PlayStation help me. The overclocked GPU is overheating, and they did like ask PlayStation or whatever. And so they sent me, and that's the actual video that I posted. They sent me that same video like 7 or 8 times, like, oh man, PlayStation is burning up. Like, here's another person, PlayStation's GPU is overheating and melting. All of this stuff, right? So I took that same video that they sent me, and it was clearly a PlayStation video, Smooth, which is why I don't know why you got so triggered, because it was obviously just a troll. And so I took one of the almost word for word in the tweet that they sent me, and I tweeted it again, but I did the same thing with the video. I shared the video and added my own stuff to it or whatever. I don't remember what I did, but I got the video and I tweeted the same thing. But everywhere they said PlayStation, I replaced it with Xbox. And that was it. And then I went to go play some games. And when
so
I
you
came
don't think
back,
you would have got the same reply if you'd have used PlayStation?
bro, I don't know. All I know is when I came back, that tweet had like 400 replies.
Right.
Smooth was going in. I was like, what are they so upset about?
But you gotta think about why, like, when you showed that, like, you showed like the prompts too. So
but it was obvious that it was not true.
Yeah,
is my point.
Yeah, of course. But it's just like, I mean, we're coming into this, like, a lot of people in the beginning of it, when you first came out, I don't know how long you've been on YouTube or Twitter or anything like that, but like when you came out, like you were seen in the manner of like an educator, like you would like you would hook people up with knowledge. So like when you did some shit like that would have been, it's just like that type of antic is seen from like a fanboy
like
point.
It's beneath me somehow.
Yeah,
man,
so I didn't.
Man, please,
so
I'm not trying to hear that trash. So that's the main reason I started arguing with the Xbox zealots in the first place, and that is probably like the main lie, the main myth that annoys me the most, because they wasn't listening to me in the first place. It's not like, okay, you was this great educator and just helping the community with so much knowledge.
No, I mean, like, that's how I personally, that's how I saw you. So I was like,
oh, sure.
I'm looking up the coast. So I was like, all right. So
yeah.
So then you pulled that shit, and I was like, damn. So like, what's up with this dude? Like, is he good? Like,
okay. Let me clarify for you right now. All that little education stuff is over with. That's done.
Nah, man, no.
They don't want to hear it. They want to argue over basic stuff. No, I'm done with all that.
Don't let them get away with that, man.
No, it's just the answer.
Man, can I ask one question? Can I ask? Oh, go ahead. Do you think, man?
The thing is, if the tables were turned and it was smooth, you would have saw the streets on fire. So, but it was you. It was like, it really didn't seem like it got that much attention. Like you said, you got like 400 responses, some shit like that.
Oh no, they was going off. My mentions was people was upset.
Yeah, and it's just like, I didn't expect that from you. You get what I'm saying? Like that's like
I do.
Like that's just like fanboy antic shit where it's just like, all right, like you got the opposite prompts to a console that you don't even got up there, and you saying that the joint fucked up. You don't even got it.
But
like,
right,
like that.
But Swans, that's what I'm saying. It should have been obvious to everyone that
I knew it was obvious, true. Honestly, because I seen you trolling. I seen you trolling for a hot minute, so I was like, "Yeah, this is just another day."
I ain't gonna lie.
How could anybody take that tweet seriously?
But it's just like the antics, like what Smooth said, like the uptick in antics, and so it was just like every day it was like another Xbox jump. So people were expecting you like a change up in your behavior, and that's what they got. Like you're saying you doing more Xbox slander.
Okay,
whatever,
so that is true. But hold on, so let me clarify. And like, and I'm gonna have to probably go dig up these tweets too, because I was very clear before I did what you calling like this change of pace where I went from being this one personality to this other personality. Like that is true. That happened. I'm not denying that. And what Smooth said is also true. Like it was only supposed to be for a while. But look, let me be very clear. I put up a tweet and I said, hey, I'm sick of this happening. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of looking at these Xbox tech shows. I'm sick of these Xbox dudes arguing with me. I'm sick of these dumb arguments and like stuff that don't make sense. Therefore, I am about to go after these Xbox. I said that there is
what I noticed?
An Xbox fan and an Xbot.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on.
But
my bad.
Some people, the legit fans, may catch a few strays. I apologize for that. Y'all don't have to. You should know that when I say Xbot, I'm speaking to a specific extreme type of fan. But if you like include yourself in it anyway, then fine. Yeah. But I was always very clear to say Xbot, which just represented the extremist. Yeah. So, that did happen, but it didn't happen. Hold on, real quick. But it didn't happen without warning. I put the warning out there.
Okay. Of course. So that particular tweet, you're saying that was just a troll tweet for those people who kept coming at you, sending you PlayStation.
Well, it was for everybody. They just
it was for everybody, right?
Yeah,
when I saw
it,
when I saw, I ain't gonna lie, I thought you made a mistake because you were going old and see now. You know what I mean? I thought you made a mistake because you were going old and see now, because I'm looking at this and like, yo, this is not like because this is the type of tweet that we see, like me and you, Optimus, right? We see from people like what was that guy Astor and that blue guy. You know those people on those extreme. Zealous on Twitters and shit like that, because that's the type of shit we see from them. Like, we would see some dumb shit like that, like them pesting off, you know what I mean? Like, they used real pictures of cars and said that was Forza 4 running on the Xbox and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Bro, nobody just seen that. But see, here's the thing, though, Chris. Like, y'all jumping around the fact that I made a point earlier, and I think this is true. And I used what's the name for an example. He could have clearly just trolled the PlayStation dudes on a true fact that the PlayStation was actually crashing a lot. Why not? If you such a neutral, right? And we about the community and everything, why not just tell the truth about what was going on and troll the PlayStation dudes and get a laugh? It's the same joke.
So hold on, man. Let me respond to that one. Let me respond to that one. So, number one, first and foremost, trolling the PlayStation dudes. I told you the PlayStation dudes aren't as bad as the Xbox dudes.
Serious?
Hold. Let me from your experience. So when I see Sony make a misstep, well, let me be very clear. When I say PlayStation dudes or the PlayStation trolls, and I have talked to many people on Twitter, and I've talked, in many little podcasts, after hour stuff with different people. When the majority, from my experience, again, this is all from my experience, the majority of the people, when they say PlayStation troll or extremist, they mean J-Dub, J-Bari, and Porter.
No, I don't even count J-Bari. J-Bari ain't as bad as it used to be.
Right.
Hold on. Be that as it may, that is, when I say the PlayStation extremists, I'm referring to those three, maybe Salty here and there, but like those three.
They not the reason that I say, bro.
Well, okay, well then your opinion of what the PlayStation extremist is very different. I even ran a poll and I put myself in there, and J-Dub won.
Well, Dub is like J-Dub, but Bari isn't.
Yeah, I'm saying just that group, that collection, 60 frames, no lag. So, but either way, my point is that I have seen Porter Rock, I see J-Dub instantly turn and say, we don't need this from PlayStation. And like Jim Ryan, you lied. Like I see them be honest about PlayStation, and they don't just take whatever PlayStation says and then they just come up with a new set of tweets that totally contradict their last tweets. They
Salty as well. I challenged him on his own podcast about that too. I was like, if you guys talk about Phil Spencer, you guys got to talk about Jim Ryan in the same light as well. You guys can't try to like be a fence rider and say, yo, one person's doing this, but the other person's doing the same thing, but you have your preferences.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, hold on.
Exactly.
They all get caught up in their shit. Hold on. No, we're not going to do this. I've been going.
Oh yeah. No. We know.
No, I've been going back and forth with Jay Barry, Persona, all of them for a long time.
Me and Jay Barry go back and forth about Game Pass all the time. Like, he knows where I stand, and he always arguing PS Now was better. We go back and forth all the time.
PS Now is better.
Right. I see you doing that.
Absolutely.
I mean, Chris too.
Yeah,
like,
I see you do
all
that.
the time.
We go back and forth all the time. Me, Optimus, we argue about PS Now and Game Pass and shit like that.
Chris talking about PlayStation Now. Come on.
I don't want to say. I don't want to sit up
Yeah.
and say that. But what I'm saying is, it's like a line you can't cross with these dudes. That's all I'm saying.
I cross it though. That's my point. I cross it all the time.
Sometimes you do.
I don't know. I think if you're referring to is J-Dub, J Barry, and Porter Rock as the extremists, play. They're not extremists. They're not extremists. People don't like them. No. Because think about it. Optimus.
Who is the PlayStation extremist? Because I probably never interacted.
Okay, I would say.
It's the droves that follow those top dudes.
I was okay. So remember, hold on. Remember what I was saying earlier. There is like the PlayStation extremists on Twitter that are like no names, right? The ones that like they have the anime faces and shit like that. But then I was talking about the ones that are known, like a J-Dub, like a Porter Rock or a J Barry and stuff like that. Out of the people, like out of that group, right? Out of like the PlayStation guys that actually do YouTube content, right? And actually are known and stuff like that. The one that I would say that you could say like this person is an extremist because he, it says this, that, and that, and some shit is not true or whatever. It's probably J-Tech, right? Yeah, J-Tech or
who that is.
Yeah.
Really?
Or
J-Tech
blocked you. Which I called him out before. He's blocked me before. He don't block. I'm not blocked. He's calling me now, but I'm not blocked now, right?
Oh, we got super chat.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Before you get to the super chat, real quick. Just the other day, like 3 days ago, 3 days ago, right? I was arguing with one of these PlayStation guys, right? A fan. I'm not gonna say their name, but on Twitter, right? They're not on YouTube or anything like that, but they're on Twitter. I was arguing with them because they were trying to tell me how the sales numbers were lying, that the Switch is the number one selling system, right? And that the PlayStation has been out. Did 5 million in 1 month, and I was telling him like, and he had me looking. You can check this on Twitter. He had me looking crazy because I was defending the Switch, and I'm a PlayStation guy. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
But
look
just
at the numbers.
Honest,
exactly. I'm being honest. The Switch is outselling every system. The Switch is outselling the PS5. I believe that's the case because of the supply issues, but the numbers don't lie. The Switch is the one NPDs is selling worldwide November and December. You know what I mean? It's like you have me looking at like one thing I'm always about like truth and facts and stuff like that.
Keep it real,
exactly. If something is not true, it doesn't matter whether it favors PlayStation or makes them look bad. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna say it is true. Switches out.
Okay, and that's my point, y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know the PlayStation extremists y'all talking about. The PlayStation extremists that I'm talking about. They tell the truth about PlayStation, good or bad.
Optimus,
I don't see that from the
Optimus.
Xbox
If you want to find, if you want to
one in chat right now.
Yeah,
King Trash. What's good, King Trash?
Shout out,
Look here, every
been here for a minute.
That I interact with, they tell the truth about PlayStation. And if something, like for example, if PlayStation announced that all the exclusives are going into PS Now day and date, I guarantee you the internet will be on fire from PlayStation dudes saying, we don't want that. They would not all of a sudden
they would say they love it.
Chris, you switch up too. Don't cap.
But that's not going to change it. That's not going to change
Don't cap, Chris.
Trying to make bread, bro. Like, I'm
Chris
sorry.
ain't like
cap, Chris.
All right, let's get some
right now.
Let's get some order in here. Let's get some.
No, Chris, because you were in the Twitter chat and you said, "Yo, you guys will only play games if it's in Game Pass." One, that's not true. That's not true. Two, you know,
that was actually a question.
All right. No, I mean, all right, no, all right. Wait, listen. If Sony did the same thing, you know you'd be on top of that shit, bro.
He on it.
No cap.
All right, hold on.
All these PlayStation dudes would switch their tune.
Let me get a
bro.
Get to the damn super chat. Shit.
Get the super chat.
Damn.
Deep breath. Emmanuel A1 says, "Hold it down, Planet Xbox Black Fist."
Emmanuel A1, what's up, player?
He said, "Meat is
What's
back."
going on, homie?
He said, "Meat is back on the menu, boys. Xbox got us eating good. And where's my $25 Optimus code? You owe him $25."
No, that nigga no $25.
Oh shit!
And Optimus with the charitable super chat. Keep standing your ground, player. Did you say that in Heartache's voice?
No, that's my own voice.
He always says that.
I've never been another man like
Heartache is the only one that says isn't the only one that says player.
Oh, that's not charitable if he do it all the time. He always drop the same amount every time he come in.
All right, no, we do got to get like on track. Like,
let's get it to the top.
My bad. I said, I've been wanting to talk to do a sit down. I was just gonna plan it for later with Optimus, but I just a couple of things I wanted to get off my chest. I mean, and you ain't gotta go nowhere because we're gonna be talking about a couple of things, but I
can stick around for a little while.
Yeah. So, shoot, man, it's busy week. Let me. Copeway, get us like started with what's the first thing? I lost.
I got you. Yeah, bro. I got you, man. All right, so there was a recent article from Tweaktown. They talked about how Xbox is making power plays for RPGs right now. We already know that they have a lot of games in development, like Avowed. Bethesda is making Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. Playground Games is making Fable 4, and then Exile is making a new project as well, which is about to be an RPG as well. So Xbox has a ton of RPGs under their belt that they're about to release in the coming years. So the question is raised, like, are they going to be like really competitive in the RPG genre? And I believe so. With those games that they laid out right there, like those games are really compelling titles. But the main one I'm really looking forward to is Avowed, because it's something from Obsidian, and I like Obsidian Studios, and I like the games that they make. So that's definitely what, like, Bethesda's known. Like, we know what they're gonna do. Elder Scrolls 6, okay, another Elder Scrolls game. Starfield, very interesting, but Avowed's the one I'm really looking at right there. So what do you guys think?
I mean, if you look at that list, and they're gonna have a lot of RPG, like Western style RPGs. Games like that and shit like that. I just hope that they're great. I have faith in Obsidian. Obsidian, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about Avowed because I loved. I didn't love, but I liked the Outer Worlds, and I liked some of the previous, like, what I think they made. What was it, like Pillars of one of those old RPGs. Since I played it, definitely looking forward to Fable, because Fable 1 and 2 were like my favorite, like Xbox and Xbox 360 game as far as like exclusives and stuff like that. The only thing is these games gonna be great, gonna be good? That's yet to be seen. But as far as like the Western RPG market, Xbox is definitely leading that charge, since they now have Bethesda under their belt and they bought like In Exile and shit like that. You know what I mean? I just want Western developers to go back to making good RPGs again, because I feel like they fell off. This generation was like BioWare, right? They fell off. Bethesda kind of fell off with, like, the Fallout games and shit like that. You know what I mean? But the 360 generation and the Xbox generation, the RPGs that they were making were amazing. Oblivion, Skyrim, like them shits was amazing. But in this generation in particular, I feel like they fell off, which is crazy, because last generation, I felt like Japanese developers fell off the RPG. Like, I didn't really like a lot of JRPGs last generation, aside from maybe like 3 or 4. But this generation, I feel like they've just been absolutely blowing it out the water, and they've been much better than the Western devs when it comes to RPGs. So yeah, hopefully these RPGs that are coming, that they are producing right from these studios and stuff like that. Some of them are talented studios. Some of them, we don't know how great of a quality they're gonna produce. But yeah, man, it's looking good as far as like that genre for the Xbox.
Man, so first, Why we gonna listen to Chris talk about RPGs? This man don't know nothing about no RPGs.
Yeah, okay.
Like listening to Smooth talk about hip hop, man. What are we doing here?
Look at my games. Look at my games list beat last year. A lot of them were RPGs. Matter of fact, guess how many hours right now I got in Persona 5 Royal? I got 130, and I'm going for the platinum. And then right after that, I'm going for the platinum for Nier Automata, which is another RPG. And then after that, I'm going to play 13 Sentinels, which is another RPG.
That shit sounds like a headache.
Hold on, but Smooth know a lot about hip hop.
Yeah, that's why he said that. He knows it. He knows it.
What's wrong with you, man?
And I played all of these games. I played Oblivion. I played Morrowind when it was on Xbox. I played Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, Diablo 2. He ain't gonna, I'm the RPG
I have a quick question for you guys though. So since Bethesda was acquired by Microsoft, right? And we know Microsoft has all these other studios. Does that kind of put pressure on Bethesda to actually put out much more quality RPG games because they know they have Obsidian, and a lot of people have they have a lot of good things to say about Obsidian, especially with like Fallout 76 and the Outer Worlds. And a lot of people actually think Fallout 76, Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas, yeah, New Vegas. They believe that that's the best Fallout game. Do you think there's more pressure on them to actually be more solid?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, but they fucked up this generation. So, like, even if they weren't purchased by Microsoft, they're still in that pressure that their next project is going to have a magnifying glass because of what they did was like Fallout. You know, I'm talking about Bethesda in-house, right? Not like Arcane Studio. They're fine, right? The new developers, they're completely fine. Those. But Bethesda internally, even without being purchased by Microsoft, their next project, whether it's Starfield and the next Elder Scrolls, they already have a lot of pressure on them because they fucked up this generation really bad.
All right, so let me respond to both of these questions. So the original question was like, are we excited about the RPGs? Is Microsoft starting to get a foothold in the RPG space? So I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not going to really hate unnecessarily against Xbox, but they at a point where they don't really toe their draws with me. And so as far as I'm concerned, it's potential, but we have to wait and see. And I don't know. I would like to appeal to the track record of the developers and what they have done before. And ideally, the funding from Microsoft will allow them more creative freedom to make their vision the way that they see fit. That's what I hope happens. And so I'm kind of holding out for that, but I'm not really sure that that's what's going to happen. And I'm not even confident that that's what's going to happen. I don't know what the new metrics are for success. Do they even care about a high Metacritic score anymore? Do they even care about like game length? Really? Yeah, absolutely. It's just so many things for me that are uncertain, where I'm in a mode where I'm like, wait and see. And when I say wait and see, I mean I'm gonna need to see one or two.
Optimus, you're disgruntled. You're disgruntled.
Nah, it's cool. He got it right. That's good that he feel that way. But do you actually know who left it? All right, so Don Matrick, right? We see who took his place, right? The programmer, which was Phil Spencer.
Phil, yeah.
Yeah. Now he was able to go over to Japan, right? Talk to investors about getting Game Pass going on just so he can buy studios, right? Because Don Matrick couldn't do it.
What's your point to this, Nick?
Well, my point to this is the investment that Don Matrick put in for this generation was Microsoft Entertainment Studios, which was only solely for the Kinect. That's all he put the investment.
So let me be very clear. I am in a wait and see approach with Xbox, and it's that simple. Now taking the things you said into account, it's why they're even able to still get my money at all. Because you are right, they have made structural changes, they've made changes in key positions, and they are focusing more on the games. Like I get that part, but they still need to actually deliver. I'm sick of hearing about potential. Because I'm sick of
I'm not talking about potential. No, I'm not talking about potential though.
Well, I'm talking about results. I need tangible results that I can point to and say, yes, this is a good RPG delivered by Microsoft, and so I have confidence that they can do it again. Right now, I got one question they have just like an empty slate. It's like it's not negative and it's not positive. It's just nothing.
So I get what you're saying.
So let me ask him one question on that.
Yep.
So you mean to tell me you see a person that's running a company that's investing only in studios that's providing for Connect, and now you got this one guy that's literally going to Japan and literally invested in the first party, and you think it's going to be the same outcome?
So
I'm just asking the question because we all say the same thing.
My answer to your question is what I said before. I said I don't know.
Okay.
You're acting as if I said yes, but do I think that the possibility is there? I absolutely think the possibility is there, and let me tell you why. Because this same man, who I have a lot of respect for, y'all notice that I don't really make a lot of Phil Spencer memes and jokes. I will every once in a while, but people send me tons of videos and like, hey, turn this into a Phil Spencer meme, turn this into a Phil Spencer meme, and I ignore all of that stuff because even though he's gonna get ridiculed,
he's making that happen.
He's the public figure. I'm only willing to go so far in attacking him because I do think he earned some respect. But that being said, it is still the same person who sat and lied to my face on July 23rd, 2020, and told me he was happy with what he saw with Halo Infinite. Had it been
I'm not happy with it.
Had it been up to him,
I agree with
I would be playing that.
He never said that.
Right. So my point is, just because Phil has done these wonderful things, and I agree that he has, it doesn't mean that everything he says is great. He held Crackdown 3, he held back for so many years, which I think was the right thing to do. And he was taking trips, visiting the dev team, and then he came back and like he was happy with it, and like this is great, and like it's gonna, uphold our standards, so on and so forth. And then I played Crackdown 3. So yes, I think it is possible that things are low quality. And again, let me be clear. I'm not saying they are going to be low quality. I am saying I just don't know. I'm not optimistic. I'm not unoptimistic. I am just in a wait and see approach. They are at the point where they have to reestablish themselves to me, but I am giving them that opportunity.
And as a developer, hold on. Let me just say one more thing. Right? And I agree with everything you saying, right? But it get to a point where we got to look at it and we see who the real, like the company killer, which was Don Matrick. He went to Zynga, he killed it. He almost killed the Xbox brand because he only invested his returns on third party, which will never in no business, as far as I can remember, will make you money if you don't invest in your own business. First party is the business. I don't understand why y'all overlook this.
Well, that's even more. That makes it even more concerning that Microsoft leaving it up to Xbox.
Hold on.
No, because based on what you're saying, Xbox shouldn't be leaving it up to third party to carry the Series X.
Hey, that's my point. Hold on, and that's what I'm saying. Like Phil Spencer point, but they don't have to rely on third party.
Well, where are the first party? Where are the first party bangers to get me to buy a Series X?
Okay, you can say what you want now.
No, I'm asking you. You said you can't rely on third party.
No problem.
There's no problem. Okay, so where is that?
So what I gotta say about this is go back to and look at what Ryan McCaffrey when God of War dropped. You know what he said? And this is the best thing I ever heard from him in my life. It took Sony years to develop these studios to this.
Nick, you beating around the bush. Let me ask you a very simple question. I want you to answer without a lot of rhetoric, man. I want you to answer my simple question without a lot of rhetoric. Given that you said
what I was saying wasn't rhetoric, it was actually
I'm not saying. I'm saying I'm going to ask you a question that I don't want rhetoric.
Let's go.
I want a straight answer.
Let's go.
Given that you said can't rely on third party, and Phil knows this.
If you ain't got a first party, you can't. Nope.
Okay, so given that, why is Phil then relying on third party to sell me an Xbox Series X?
Because there's no games right now.
Is that what he doing? He relying on third party?
I just said no rhetoric. Where are the first party bangers to get me to buy Xbox Series X, sir? Microsoft AAA first party bangers for Series X that you said they've learned from, where are they?
Not a problem to explain this to you. You got your first party already. You see what the first party gonna give you.
Where? Where is it?
Okay, so what I'm gonna say this is here.
It's a simple question. Where is it?
Look,
more rhetoric.
But as a developer, right?
Oh my God!
Tell me, right?
Somebody mute this man's microphone.
No, bro. I get where Nick was going with this because right now this.
Tell me this is gonna happen right now as we speak.
Oh my God! Nick, let me ask you a different question. Do you really think that Microsoft didn't know that they wanted to release a console at the end of 2020?
They did.
No,
of course, they did.
Do you think Microsoft has one of the biggest allotments of resources available that they couldn't get a game built first party to show off their hardware?
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, boy. Because this is why he cut me off when I was getting into Ryan McCaffrey speak. Mm-hmm. Because what he was saying was it took Sony years.
Who cares what it took Sony? What is it going to take Microsoft?
And what I'm saying is what Sony done, I respect it because that's what you're supposed to do.
God of War was not a launch title.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about God of War. God of War.
God of War is not a
Hold on. I don't need you. Brush off.
Go ahead. Back up. Do you think? Because I've been echoing the same shit you trying to say right now.
But look, all I'm saying is this, right? Like, it take a while to get that pedigree up, right?
So why would you launch a console when you're not waiting?
I mean, you ain't got no choice. You ain't got no choice.
You don't have a choice
because they just recently acquired the studios. That's why.
No, man, look here.
Most of those studios are new.
No,
they're new acquisitions.
Trash. Trash.
How long? So Optimus. Let me ask you this: How long did it take Nintendo and Sony to cultivate all those studios? The example I always bring up every single podcast I go to, right? Look at the best example of this is look at Sucker Punch Studios back in 2009 compared to now.
Sure, that's a great point.
Infamous One.
Great point.
That was one of the first games I got with PS3. An amazing game, but it wasn't marketed heavily, right? Sucker Punch Studios wasn't put on the map until Infamous Second Son, because Infamous first game, I liked it. I enjoyed it. A lot of people enjoyed it.
I would say Sly Cooper.
It wasn't. Oh, I mean, yeah, that game as well, but it wasn't like a critical mass success, right? And then you had Infamous 2, and then you had Second Son, and now look at what they did with Ghost of Tsushima. Great game, amazing, love it, right? That's what's gonna take Microsoft.
Sure, but listen,
and now gamers have to back. Let me finish. Gamers have to back the game as well because Xbox guys can't say, "Hey,
Jay,
these games are coming. These games have to come out. People have to play them, and they have to really say, "Hey, we're gonna give feedback on these games so that they can keep making them, and we can have more iterations over time."
Jay, all of that is not my job as the consumer to be concerned.
I know that's not your job as a consumer, but that's the reality of the situation for Microsoft.
But my point is the reality is something that they could have controlled. Is my point. So, for example, Sony goes out and they buy Insomniac, and Insomniac in the same 2 or 3 years, they've got 2 launch titles for the Xbox for the PlayStation. When did
they acquire them?
The point is that they knew when they wanted to release the PS5, and they have content ready for the PS5.
To answer your question, they acquired them Microsoft 2 years ago.
Okay. Microsoft has owned studios longer than Sony has owned Insomniac, and Microsoft therefore has also had time to put teams and resources together to have some sort of AAA release to coincide with the sales of their console, but they don't.
Well, wasn't Halo supposed to be though?
That is true. That is true right now.
I got an Insomniac question for you.
But we gotta get more topics, bro.
Yeah, we can.
Hold on. I got this one thing I want to ask.
Hold on, don't y'all got another guess?
Hold on. Insomniac got how many exclusives on? Do they got more exclusives on Xbox platform or PlayStation platform? I just want to ask you
I don't
that.
know. I have no idea.
Right. So you don't. All right. Most of PlayStation. I ain't gonna say that, but most of PlayStation fans.
Well, no, I can answer that. I can answer that. Right. PlayStation had to deal with Insomniac for the Ratchet and Clank games. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which are good games and shit like that. Right. Good platforming games.
They
right?
also have Resistance.
Then at the end of last generation, which is what's the PS3? That's the seventh.
I didn't want you to really answer this shit.
Hold on.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
The seventh generation, right? The PS3 generation.
I'm trying to get a W. You know what I mean?
Hold on, listen. The PS3 generation. After they dropped Ratchet and Clank, they dropped a game called Fuse, right? Which was a multi-plat, right? That shit was trash. That shit was hot garbage, right?
Hold
on. Yeah, Fuse was trash.
It wasn't trash.
This was like in 2000.
It wasn't trash though.
I think it's when that came out, right? Hold on. Listen. The next game that they came out with after that was Sunset Overdrive, which was an Xbox exclusive, right? Then the next game that came after that was Ratchet and Clank. Then they made a deal with Spider-Man with PlayStation. After Spider-Man came out, who had
the closest relationship with them? Who had the closest relationship with them? Because
that
you gotta
understand,
these talks are happening way in advance before 2018 when they acquired them. Oh, we got another guest in here, people. Another guest.
No.
Make sure you guys. Oh shit! Damn.
Who's in here?
He's not here anymore, but he wasn't here.
Who was it?
Oh, he's here officially. King Thrash.
He's on mute.
Introduce yourself.
Here we go.
You on mute right now, but introduce yourself.
Well, y'all
King
all
Thrash.
pushing me up because I can't get any topics down.
That's what I tell you.
This shit
We gotta get through half of them.
This is what you call a freestyle organic podcast.
Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Finally.
Player.
Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all know what it is. It's King Thrash. If you don't know me, then you don't know me. It's all good. Do what you do. Or don't do what you do. That's what apparently y'all be doing. Don't do what you do. It is what it is. How y'all doing this afternoon?
What up, player? Oh, shit, I know who you is because I done used that hook in about 3 of my little meme videos. Niggas lying on tech shows.
Hit after hit.
Smooth told me, a matter of fact, I posted a link to your joint. And Smooth told me the next person he seen like or retweet that video, he was gonna block him.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that smooth to diss Sick Human King Thrash track. Still waiting on that.
Hey, I ain't even gonna say nothing, man. I ain't got nothing to say about that. Let's just know that things are happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even gonna say nothing else after that. It's all good. I mean,
what does that mean?
I mean, all the diss tracks that we do, all the gaming, man, we just do that for entertainment.
Okay, that's what's up. You
know what I'm saying? That's
by the way, congratulations, by the way, King Thrash.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
you just got married, right?
Well, congratulate her. You know what I'm saying? I said yes. You know what I'm saying? You know.
I'll say yes.
I'm saying that now that she's not here.
I got married last year.
Oh, congratulations, y'all.
Oh yeah, hold on. This King Thrash, right? So hey, look, man, somebody bought me the SSD before I got the Series S.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was going. That's me, you know what I mean? So just getting it out there, you know. I let it go because it was funny. It was fun. I gained a few friends, you know. We sometimes play Xbox nowadays, so it's all good, man. You know?
Pretty much when you said that picture that you saw from him that had the Xbox Series S and the expansion, he didn't buy the expansion; it was gifted to him. That's what
I got a screenshot and everything to show, but I ain't gonna go through all that because I know
you ain't got validate yourself, bro. We know what it is.
All right, let's get to the point, King Thrash. Why are you here?
Because y'all talking gaming, bro, and I love to talk gaming. You know
I'm not trying to.
You came in here for a reason.
No, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it because the way that these conversations have been going, like I don't even think I've said about 15 words. So
we was ganging up on Optimus Code, and he came in this motherfucker to try to help him out, man.
So I want to make sure everybody's able to address whatever they need to address. You wanted it. I seen you in the chat, but I didn't have an opportunity to reply to you in the chat, so I just sent the damn link. So, shout out to King Thrash. Thanks for coming through, but we obviously know you're here to answer something or to give your 2 cents, and the floor is yours.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh yeah. First the Don Matrick. I mean, they were talking about how bad Don Matrick did for Xbox, and Phil Spencer is doing better. In reality, actually, the Xbox One, as horrible as it launched, right? As much as Don Matrick fucked it up, not only did it have exclusives, not only did it have more exclusives than PlayStation at launch for the Xbox, but the Xbox One sold more than the Xbox Series X. And
Why is that?
Because people just don't want an Xbox. Microsoft doesn't want you to buy an Xbox.
Thrash, what are we in right now? A pandemic.
Yeah, we are. We're in the pandemic. And PlayStation 5 is breaking records, and Xbox not.
No. PlayStation 5 definitely is. But that's because PlayStation 5 has more yields. Not yields. They have more capacity from AMD than Xbox does. Is that not the fact?
Why would that be? Hold on.
Is that not the fact?
What I don't understand is why is that? Microsoft is way more.
It's because both consoles are on 7 nanometer from TSMC, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have AMD CPUs and AMD GPUs, and then you have Apple, which is a big customer of TSMC, the manufacturer who is making those processors and those wafers for all of those products, right? So you're fighting for capacity from all these other companies.
Microsoft
capable.
Hold on,
Microsoft is fighting for capacity from TSMC from all these other companies as well.
Let's keep it real. I know I got the answer to this, Thresh. I got the answer to this. All right. PlayStation has more units than Xbox because it's clear there's more RDNA 1 chips available than there are RDNA 2. That's the answer, and I'm sticking with it.
No, Optimus, back me up. Am I not speaking facts? Am I not speaking facts?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
You be speaking facts all day. The fact of the matter is, Microsoft got way more money than PlayStation.
It's not about money. It's not about money. It's about the orders. It's about orders that you made. It's about contracts that you made from early on.
Order less?
Because they made the deals earlier with Sony. What do you mean?
They order more with the Xbox One. But
you're not.
Listen.
It's not just about Xbox and Microsoft competing for 7 nanometer TSMC. It's also Apple. That's a big customer. They're not putting out.
Do anything.
There's not Sony.
Okay, tell me why Sony got it.
Can I answer your question? Can I answer your question?
Because
there's not.
You're blaming Apple.
I'm gonna answer your question right now. There's not enough volume to compete, and you can't compare 2013 to now. It's two totally different circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to tell the truth,
let me ask you this real quick. You want to put it. Hold on. Let me say my part. Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Why have I seen Xbox Series X's in the stores but not fucking PlayStation?
You seen the Xbox in store? I work at a retailer. I've never seen the Xbox in my store.
Do you work at
Series X?
Next time you see one, send one my way.
I guarantee you I have several instances.
That shit's online only.
Before y'all continue, I just wanted to say, Optimus, you see what we were talking about earlier, how when there is facts and information that prove something right or wrong, right? Some of these zealots, right, won't admit to that.
Zealot. Okay. Look, I'll be quiet. Okay, look, I'll be quiet, and I'll let you say what you gotta say. And then you gonna let me say what I gotta say. No, you just interrupted trying to say I'm a zealot. You know what the fuck you talking about?
I'm not calling you a zealot.
I'm letting y'all talk.
I'm not talking to you, Thrash.
No.
I'm not talking. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about you, Thrash, at all. I'm saying it's proven and factual that PlayStation 5 is not RDNA 1. But people continue to say it's RDNA 1.
Now, I'm the first person to come out here and tell you guys that.
If it was RDNA 1, then why is it performing better than Xbox? Like,
because RDNA 1 is more mature than RDNA 2.
Let's not. All right, wait.
Hold on. Let me talk. I'm sorry. Wait, there's too many people in here. Hold on.
right,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
RDNA 1 is outperforming RDNA 2,
bro.
and RDNA 2 is compatibility on the PS, on the PC.
Are y'all
the PC hardware has RDNA 2, and they're not complaining about tools on PC hardware.
Bruh, all right, this is what I'm going to say, right?
Go ahead.
Hey, King Thrash said, why is there, if they're ordering the same chips and shit from AMD, Xbox has all of this money, they should be able to outproduce PlayStation. And he's right. It's facts. That is true. Microsoft has the partnership they have with AMD, the stocks they have with AMD. No. But this is where I'm going. The stuff that they have with AMD, they have actually power to make AMD to Apple, Sony,
No,
fuck
they
them.
do not.
No.
That's not how. That's not how it works.
Let him go.
So here's the thing, right? I'll just say without over exaggerating, I'll just say Microsoft does have the capacity to produce more. I do. All lines up to me. This is the best way I can say this. It is clear the Xbox is RDNA 2. There's not enough RDNA 2 chips ready, and that's why they were so reliant on AMD.
Get the fuck out of here.
PlayStation 5 is
What did y'all get this
RDNA.
information?
PlayStation 5 is clearly RDNA 1 because there's a lot more of those to go around. The chips are more mature. Devs are really familiar with it.
I
can't believe this.
I agree with you, bro. The PS5 is RDNA 1.5. Whatever.
Yeah.
My question is straight up.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't Xbox sell as much as it's supposed to have sold?
They sold all
there ain't no RDNA 2 chips.
All right,
but
Thrash.
who gave you the information?
Okay.
That they ran out of RDNA. Where is this information coming from?
All right.
All right. Can I tell you, right? All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna explain to you right now. You have TSMC.
Just tell me where the information is from.
No. I'm
Tell me your information. Where is it coming from?
I have WCCF Tech. I have Tech Power Up. I have video cards because it's not just about
how many of them are working with Microsoft making Xbox.
I'm trying to answer your question right now. It's not just about consoles. It's about PC parts as well. Because AMD is not just making consoles. They're making RDNA 1, RDNA 2, Zen 2, Zen 3 CPUs. And then guess who they're running off of? TSMC. They are making 7nm nodes that's using RDNA 1, RDNA 2, Zen 2, and Zen 3 CPUs. Not just that, you have Apple, which is a big customer of TSMC 7nm nodes, which is using iPads, iPhones, and many other products that they make as well, right? You're fighting for capacity for the same node.
Yeah, I understand that part, but what I'm asking you is, where are you getting your information from that Microsoft struggled to get this capacity? Where that information comes from?
I will link you right now.
Hold up.
Just tell me.
I told you.
From Microsoft. From WCC Tech.
Phil Spencer had a whole. Look at your DM. I just DM'd you just now.
Hold on, Jay.
Read the article. Go ahead.
Hold on, Jay.
So, it's an article.
So, Jay, I know how this stuff works, and I understand the point that you're trying to make about the wafers and so on and so forth. But the implication is that Microsoft couldn't make more if they wanted to. And that is
I'm not exactly. I'm not making that implication. Everybody else is making that implication, but I'm not. I'm saying that they can't.
They could get more.
I'm saying that they're not able to make more right now due to limited capacity.
Absolutely, they could. Apple just released a new M1 processor,
which is based on 5nm.
Exactly, but they did that.
But they're still making 7nm products though.
But I just bought 2 M1s after the release of the Series X.
Buying Mac products,
but 5nm capacity. 5nm capacity is available. 7 isn't. There's too many products competing for 7nm capacity. That's the issue.
Jay. The narrative you're spinning is that they are at full capacity and they are handling orders from 3-4 months ago, and there is no capacity to get any new orders, any new stock in at all until some date in the future.
They're getting stock in, but the volume is not the same because they're competing for capacity. That's what I'm saying. It's not 2020 isn't the same as 2013 where you're not fighting for capacity with many different.
So, Jay,
it's totally different. It's a totally different situation right now. I
understand what you're saying. I'm just disagreeing with what you're saying. And I'm not disagreeing with all of what you're saying because the most of what you're saying is true. But there is a component where you are introducing
the volumes are not there to outsell Xbox One. Is that not true?
Let me help you out.
That is false.
Let me help you out right now.
No, Xbox Series X.
That part is definitely
false. I read your entire article, right, from WCC Tech, and it's like Phil Spencer is saying that and this article just came out, right? January 2nd or something like that?
Yes.
So he's talking about what's happening right now. That the capacity is low right now, and I'm talking about launch to now. You know what I'm saying? Like Sony is having the same problem. In fact, in the same article, they're saying Sony is having a worse problem than Microsoft. And they didn't even mention that.
Because there's more demand for Sony. It's because there's more demand.
Hold on, I'm not done. Let me help you out because you're making an excuse that's happening right now. I'm talking about from March to now. With the Xbox One, up until January, it sold 1 million more consoles than the Xbox One or Series X, right? It didn't say anything about Sony had more capacity. It didn't say anything like that. All that's happening here is that they're saying that they need more parts. They need more consoles. Even though I've seen them, they still need more consoles for different areas. Maybe it's sold out in some areas than the others, right?
Why is that? Why do they need more consoles?
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Demand is superseding supply. Demand is it's a simple supply and demand issue. All right, go ahead. My bad, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When Phil Spencer came out and said that they had the biggest launch in Xbox history, right? When the Series X came out.
That's a lie.
That's what he said. I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah, now it wasn't a lie. We know it's a lie.
That's not a lie.
But it wasn't a lie.
It wasn't a lie.
It wasn't a lie. It was a play on words. He tried to make it seem like they sold more when in reality they just sold in a wider base, meaning they sold in more countries than any Xbox ever at launch. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's what he meant by that. But it's a play on words. I'm just giving you an example of how Phil Spencer plays with words, right? A lot.
All of them do. Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on with the Xbox is they had enough money, time, expenses to get this shit ready. They've been working with AMD just like Sony's been working with AMD with the whole RDNA 2 thing. They made an order that wasn't bigger than the Xbox One's order. Sony made an order that was bigger than the PlayStation 4's order.
I told you that earlier. I said that earlier.
No. But it wasn't because of constraints. It was because of what was ordered. Like, for example, look at the coronavirus and the serums right now. Look at the coronavirus and the serums right now, right? We are at a shortage as a country because Trump didn't sign for more motherfucking serums, right?
Yes.
But other countries are. Canada, our neighbor, is getting more than us. So it's all due to
and who has more money? King Thrash, who has more money? The U.S. clearly has more money, and everybody's telling me that Microsoft has more money. It's not just about money; it's about when you put the orders right, and it's also about demand for your product. Sony clearly has more demanding Xbox, do they not?
Yes, but
they're going to have more orders fulfilled than Xbox. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I've been telling you the whole time. What am I missing then? What am I missing?
Listen, you're missing one key point, bro. Let me ask you a question, and I need a straight answer. Was the Xbox One in more demand than the Xbox Series X?
No.
It was not, but there was more volume for it because there wasn't constraint. There wasn't too much constraint on one manufacturer.
There wasn't just like the PS4.
There was not. There was. Listen.
You don't remember?
I'm telling you, manufacturing for the processor and GPU that was inside the Xbox One wasn't an issue as much as it is now because there's one manufacturer making all those parts.
Order more. You just said they ordered to demand, right? You said PlayStation 5 had more demand.
They did not have more chance because Sony has more demand, and they placed the orders in at a proper time. Because listen, it's a multifaceted issue. It's about the amount of capacity.
Console business.
No, it's about It's about capacity issues with TSMC 7-nanometer process, right? There's that issue. On top of the fact that there's not enough volume to make those consoles. They don't have the sheer volume to compare to 2013.
Coke boy.
We weren't in the pandemic in 2013.
Now, bro.
Y'all, no, hold on. Coke boy kind of right, but like, you can't, like, this is not the time to count console sales.
That's what I'm saying. You can't count it right now because it's not casually available.
Well, we see what the software is taking a hit right now.
Y'all have no problem.
No, what I'm saying is the software taking a hit. So like on both sides. So it's not really like you can't.
So why do we go hard on Spider-Man then? And say Spider-Man.
I don't go hard on Spider-Man.
What happened with Spider-Man?
Like I don't even know.
What happened with Spider-Man?
They're saying that Spider-Man sold way less than
it did. It did, but it's a lot of variables to go with it. Like
exactly, we know why Spider-Man
you couldn't really buy it on the PS4 version. So and they would count both of them as a sale. So like a lot of the PS4 versions was bought up, so you can't really use it.
When we get into the argument, I don't want it to go too long. I'll just say this. The fact of the matter is that the Xbox One has sold more than the Series X.
Yes.
Regardless.
And the PlayStation 4 sold more than the PS5. Like,
that's not true. That is definitely not true. PS5 is breaking records, my guy.
They just reported it.
No. What are you talking about?
They just
reported it. No. Did you? Okay, what did they report? What did they report? What did they be? Because what they said is
we know you
at this point, after PlayStation, after
PlayStation 5 has not outsold the PlayStation 4.
No, yes,
right now at this point.
Yes, it has.
It did.
Look it up. Okay, the PlayStation 5 right now is at 5 million worldwide, right? And between when it launched in November to near the end of December, it's at 5 million worldwide. The PlayStation 4 reached 5 million in March of 2014.
You got me.
Speaking on shit you don't know, big dog.
Hold on. The report is that at this time, right, and we all know it's supply issues. At this time, right?
Hold on. For example, you got me, nigga. You got grudge in it, nigga.
No, but what I'm saying is that a lot of people are running with this false information.
No, okay, yeah, I got you.
Next subject. The only thing is very to say is
it's the
worst that it's ever
sold. Move it on. But go ahead. PlayStation ain't got no games, man.
What? Okay, let's go. Let's go with that.
All right, dude.
No game. The RDNA one.
PlayStation ain't got no game.
I gotta do
it. PS5 is weak.
All right,
it's been outperformed in every single game.
The super chat was from Bay Area. He says, "Thrash ask questions, but don't let people answer." The other thing I do,
nobody answer.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And then Emmanuel A1 says, "Jay and Smooth dropping facts, apply more pressure." I do gotta say this. I do apologize for the viewers. I gotta apologize to the viewers because the title of this podcast is all wrong. So I apologize for that, and I also want to apologize to shit. Hold on, where's my damn? I want to apologize to old man. I know you are like what the hell's going on? Like, are you there, old man?
Old man, I'll be quiet, bro. They asked me a question. I'll be quiet.
I'm here.
Do you have any thoughts, opinions on what just occurred?
I mean, all right, I'm gonna be real. I'm not into console wars. It's like I don't
think it was a console war conversation, though. To be honest, I wasn't saying that PlayStation is better.
It wasn't really that bad.
It wasn't a console war conversation.
It wasn't.
Honestly, on my mama, it wasn't. I never said that the Xbox was garbage. I never said that the PlayStation was the best. Never once uttered out of my mouth, bro. Like, it wasn't. We were just talking about what was said earlier. They asked me what did I want to talk about that was said earlier, and I said they were talking about Diametric and Phil Spencer. And my point was Phil Spencer sold
and I still
Xbox than Diametric
to this day. I stand on that, man. I think he was he's a
Yeah,
company killer.
I'll say this. I didn't have any problems with Don Matrix during the launch of the Xbox One because I didn't see at that point. I didn't see what he was doing wrong. The issues that everybody had during that time were issues that weren't bothering me. See, everybody hated Kinect. I loved it. Everybody I don't know the things that I didn't understand what was the big deal at the time. But every time I look back at the launch of Xbox One, I was very, very happy. I was very happy with the launch of the Xbox One. Like there was a Dead Rising 3, there was a Rise Son of Rome, there was Titanfall in the first 6 months.
That wasn't out shit though. It wasn't out.
Killer Instinct by now. They had all that shit. I mean,
even they gone. Y'all noticed they gone, right?
Yeah, they're gone. But I'm saying back then.
I'm talking about in the past.
But back then, as it was happening, it was like, I didn't foresee that. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, right? During the Don Matrix era, it wasn't Xbox didn't have any games. If you think about it, if actually Don Matrix actually was still on the believed in the true exclusive type scenario, like the way he was operating. The way he was operating. So like I said, I understand like the whole what he did after Xbox, his answering about Connect, they cared about that. All right, I get that. But in terms of if I'm looking at it from simply games, I didn't have a problem with Don Matrix. So
I had a big problem with him.
Yeah, but my issue with Don Matrix is a long-term solution. He was too focused on TV and Connect, and the big thing was, look at how Xbox One launched, right? That E3 conference was horrible. I'm sorry, bro. It was really bad. And then they launched the system at $500. There was no option to buy the system without the Connect until a year later.
Yeah,
it was actually 6 months.
Not a year later. 6 months. 6 months later.
Series X.
It was temporary. Like it was just like a buyout. Like
it was like $500 for that versus PS4 for $400. Like you knew what the option was. Like you know what the majority of people was gonna go with at that time. Now with Phil Spencer, he's accumulated all these studios, right? And he's about to pump out content for the rest of the generation. We know he's gonna pump out content. Yeah. But it's about the quality of that content and making sure that these studios evolve to the right status, right? Because we know Sony and Nintendo, they had their studios for decades. They had them for many, many years, and they cultivate those studios over a process of time. So they have the output to know,
and
hey,
that's my point.
And then they're able to share resources between different studios with each other. That's the thing that people don't notice. If you ever look at the credits of The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, you see credits from other studios that Sony owns.
Sure.
They share resources.
But that's because Sony is running a better ship than Microsoft. That's not
exactly.
nobody's fault.
My point is Microsoft has to understand that they have to run that ship just as efficiently as Sony and Nintendo. They have to do they haven't. No, it's not they're not. They haven't. We don't know what they do. We don't know what they're doing now, but we know they have what they're doing. We know they have titles. We have titles now that's coming out. You got Halo, you got Fable, Ava, State of K3, Everwild, Hellblade 2,
hold on.
Project Mars, Perfect Dark. All these games I'm mentioning, like there's so much potential with it.
Let him go, Coach.
Damn, nigga, I get it, nigga. But what you're not understanding is that they split the people that they bought. They split fucking the people who made Hellblade into like 3 damn different studios. They took fucking Playground Games and got one half making racing games, the other half making Fable. Like they're not letting the entire team work on a game like Sony does. That's the fucking problem. They are still doing
also
the same
hiring more people.
They hiring more people.
They're hiring more
people.
What
does that mean?
Yeah.
So that means less budget for the game. So it means it's less budget for the game.
Like, hold on. Naughty Dog don't work on one game at a time.
A game budget isn't determined by the amount of people that works for a studio. It's based on that project alone.
Yeah,
it's based on talent. That's what it's based on.
Yeah, it's talent and the amount and the actual project as well. The time and resources that you put into it. It's not about the volume of people that's working on it.
How long do you think it takes to make a AAA game?
Oh, it takes a while.
Minimum 3 years. Minimum 3 years. Minimum 3 years.
No.
Depends on the game.
Depending on the game, right?
No,
King Thrash. If you're talking about like a Sony exclusive, right? I'm thinking about 5 years to make that game, right? Because when you think about like God of War, for example, right? They scrapped a lot of shit with that game to get it to where it's at right now, right? It took a while for them. You look at where God of War 3 was at, and God of War Ascension to God of War 2018. It took a while for that to come out, right? Same thing with The Last of Us 1 to Last of Us Part 2, even though we had Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy in between.
Right.
But that first game to the sequel, it took a hot minute. So for a AAA game, right? For the most part, if you're depending on the kind of game that you're looking at, 4 to 5 years. Now you see your Call of Duties and shit like that. They come out every single year, but the development cycle was about 2 to 3 years for those games, right? Excluding Sledgehammer. Right, you take Sledgehammer out the picture, is 2 years for a Call of Duty game. So it depends on the kind of title.
But then it does depend on the kind of title. But what title has Microsoft produced that's taking so long? Like look at Kojima. Look at Kojima. Kojima put out Metal Gear Solid 5 this gen, got fired, made a fucking new studio from scratch, had absolutely no engine, borrowed it from somebody else, and then made a game. All of that in 3 years.
Yeah, Trash Stranding. Trash Stranding.
You can call it what you want to call it, but it's better than Crackdown. And Crackdown took 9 years.
I do recall Microsoft buying the Gears IP in 2014 and dropping the Gears. Gears 4.
No, 2013.
No, they bought it after the Xbox One came out.
Yeah, they did. They bought it after Xbox One.
And Gears 4 came out in 2016, which was 2 years later. I recall Bungie leaving Microsoft after their last game and them building 343 and releasing Halo 4. 2 years? In 2 years' time since the last Halo?
Yeah.
Those are AAAs.
Yeah. So what's happening now? So what's going on now? Why isn't that happening now? That's the question.
What do you mean? Why isn't it?
That's why we're having this conversation.
What he's saying is 343 built a Halo, right? 3 years, right? Or 3 years, right? Yeah. What he's saying that like a lot of these studios that Microsoft bought were 3 years ago.
Halo would have came out this year, but remember what they showed during that game?
When they first bought the studios,
they had to delay it.
360 was pumping out games, bro.
Yeah, of course.
They were pumping out games until Phil Spencer came and started canceling games. This nigga actually canceled Fable, and now it's bringing you another Fable 10 years later. Wild shit that I see. And it's like you niggas say nothing, and that's why.
The Fable that they canceled wasn't Fable. It was like a Fable MOBA.
Yeah, it was Legends. Right?
How do we know that this same Fable ain't gonna be the same thing?
Because
it was being made by Playground Games as well.
No, it was not.
Playground Games was working on that Fable.
Nope. If I'm gonna get a dub, it's right here. Fable Legends was not touched by Playground Games.
I heard it was touched by Playground Games.
Fable Legends was Lionhead. The original
Lionhead and Playground Games.
No,
it was Lionhead.
No.
It was like,
let's look it up. I'll look it up.
Let's look it up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's look it up.
That shit was literally. That's why them niggas got fired.
Okay, well let's look it up.
Now there's people that
it says Lionhead.
What the hell?
Lionhead only,
man. Why y'all gotta look it up? Like y'all really?
Where you looking it up at?
I'm on Wikipedia.com.
Okay, so under the
Wikipedia all you want, bro. Like
it just says Lionhead. Hold on, but I'm gonna check if
look at Playground Games portfolio on Wikipedia.
And Playground's Games built their second studio in 2017. By the way, St. Albans house.
What y'all can do to make it seem like Playgrounds made Fable Legends? They didn't.
Playground has one game under their belt, but one IP under their belt.
It don't matter if they had their hands in it. They didn't run it.
Oh, it kind of does matter.
No, we need to talk to Optimus Code. Optimus Code.
Fable Legends was made with the Unreal Engine, and it was made by Lionhead Studios, and it was running Unreal Engine 3, I believe. Unreal Engine 3 or early versions of Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, it was Unreal 3.
Optimus left already?
No, I'm here.
He's still here.
Oh, all right. So you think Playground actually?
Playground Games had nothing to do with.
Yeah, I don't see anything about Playground
Legends, dog. This shit was not even
Chris
real
Fable. Chris is the Fable fan.
Like,
yeah, I love Fable. I love Fable 1 and 2.
That shit came from Microsoft Entertainment. It wasn't even Xbox Studios. Like
it was Lionhead.
Phil changed the culture, and this is what I'm talking about. That phony ass shit that Don Matrick let slide, it's not going down like that, man. Don Matrick would have never went to Japan. He would have never.
What did Don Matrick do?
He would have never got
what?
Studios. He would have never went to Japan.
Yeah. Okay. So who ran the 360?
No, you're talking about your ass again.
No.
Hold on. Okay, so that was the entire 360 generation pretty much ran by Don Matrick.
No.
The entire
no. You got.
Who ran it in the beginning?
Smooth, say it.
The beginning was Jay Allard, Robbie Batch, and Peter Moore. You had Peter Moore.
Okay. Peter Moore. Okay.
What was the guy?
Who was the one? Hold on. Because we talking about Phil Smith in Japan and blah blah blah. Who was the one that in the 360 era that actually was going out to Japan and getting actual exclusive?
It was Peter Moore because he had ties to Sega and all this other stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you remember those Naruto exclusive games that was on 360? From how did they get Naruto to How did they get Ubisoft to make Xbox exclusive Naruto games on 360? Bro. Explain that to me. How was they able to do that?
It's so many. You got Blue Dragon, you got Lost Odyssey. I mean, these are exclusive
Tales of Hysteria.
You tripping,
right?
bro.
Yep.
Yeah, you are rage tripping. Do you know your shit? Who is this guy?
You like those RPGs though, like Blue Dragon.
Now, so what Phil Spencer is doing now, from what I'm seeing, is he's going to Japan to make Game Pass deals and to also bring games that typically don't usually come to Xbox out of Japan. He's putting them on. He's trying to get them to, like Yakuza is a big one and shit like that. He's not doing that for Japanese gamers because we know Japan, they don't want nothing to do with Xbox. He's doing it.
No, PlayStation either.
Yeah, but they sold 200 last week.
Chris, what did you? Let me say this, because Chris, what did you say a couple weeks ago? You said Xbox needs to diversify their profile of games. They need to get JRPGs on there, right? Did you not say that?
Exactly.
Of course. So what are they doing?
But what I said, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What Phil Spencer is doing. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But no, what I said.
Don't try to downplay it.
No, what I said a couple weeks ago is that Xbox gamers who claim that they're all of, you know what I mean, that they're willing to buy into these games that come out of Japan need to show the fuck out whenever they come out. Need to buy and support.
Guess what else?
Hold up.
He got Satya to really invest and pump more money into Xbox because that's what they needed. They would have never bought those studios, and they would have never had all these games that we see coming out now if it wasn't for him going up to the front office and saying, "Yo, listen, I understand what happened in the past. I understand Xbox One didn't perform as much as we expected it to, but we need the money to get the content out there. We can have the services. We're great at services, but we need the content to buffer up those services.
I mean, that's all true, but it's still irrelevant because we still don't have it. I don't understand why.
But we know it's coming.
No, we don't.
Aren't you apathetic? Aren't you apathetic towards the situation though?
I do.
You're waiting to see.
I am very disappointed with the situation, but they've made enough moves. Right, but they've made enough moves to allow me to give them a chance, but they have to show me. They have to prove it.
So
nothing is coming.
They're gonna show you with Halo. They're gonna show you with Fable. They're gonna show you with Avowed, State of K3, Everwild, Stalker 2.
They're not gonna show me
all these.
Everwild. What is Everwild about?
Nah, Everwild, we don't know what I'm not gonna cap. We don't know what Everwild's about. You got Perfect Dark, you got Project Mar, you got all these other games that they got a chance to show you. So you're apathetic right now. I understand your position. So you're waiting to see. We know what your position is.
Oh boy, you got God of War. They got a.
But my point is that you are speaking, Coke Boy, with like all of this absolute assurity that these things are going to hit different.
I'm not saying that these things are going to hit different. I'm saying it's better than having nothing. You have to have content that comes.
It might not be better than having nothing. If I end up with another Crackdown 3, I would have rather have had nothing. It's not.
I agree. And I agree with you, but we don't know if it's going to be a Crackdown situation.
Exactly.
Hold up.
Since we don't know, I don't think it is. I think it is just as ingenious for somebody to say Xbox ain't got nothing coming, Xbox ain't doing nothing. I think that is disingenuous, and I think it is just disingenuous to say that Xbox got all the heat coming. We don't know.
I'm not saying they got the heat coming. I'm saying that they do have content coming.
He's saying they got content and games coming.
We have to
we gotta wait.
Content has to be worthwhile.
Good, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's all. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, let me read the super chat.
We gotta wait for the quality of the content. We don't know how good these games are gonna be.
All right, Chris, you gotta talk about the.
Wait, before he does that, let me read this super chat. The Raven Flow. Xbox can get whatever genre they want. They need to find out what Xbox gamers will buy and run with that. Xbox gamers are tough to pin down.
No, we not. We just want good quality games.
He sees like, yeah, Xbox. Yeah.
Look what you done, boy. I guarantee you the money that I've invested in Xbox is at least 3 times more.
Right. Probably.
Did you finally get an Xbox Series X? Or because I know you've been on a front for a hot minute.
It's still sold out to me.
Hey, I got a question for all y'all Xbox dudes because I never really get to speak to y'all.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel? Do you feel as though Game Pass is going to be the main focus of what it already basically is? But do you think that it's going to actually end Xbox consoles, seeing that Game Pass is making it basically unneeded?
No, consoles are going to be around for a very long time. People can talk about streaming and things of that matter, right? What Microsoft is trying to do, which is what they've been doing there for a very, very long time, for a couple of decades, is monetizing services and retaining and the attach rate, right? So we sell Xbox, we want the attach rate to be a certain percent, whether it's 60 or 70%, right? A lot of business models are moving towards that, having the attach rate and having a steady stream of income from whatever service that they're trying to provide, right? So with Xbox Series X in particular, which is pretty interesting, that a lot of people don't tend to highlight this a lot, but there was a couple of publications that did, is that the attach rate of Game Pass with Xbox Series X was actually pretty high.
It was 70%.
Actually, no, that's not true.
The value that they bought.
That's not true.
Not completion rate numbers.
It carried over. If anything, it carried over. I just looked at the numbers of Microsoft. You can look it up yourself.
No, you're right.
They're isolating.
Let me give you an example.
Hold on. They're isolating.
Let me give you an example.
Thrash is right. Thrash is correct. But you have to think about it. The retention of the subscription is very important because you understand that those customers are always going to be there. That's a recurring payment that you're going to get in your wallet, in your back pocket all the time, right? Yeah. All you have to do is make sure that you fulfill that promise. And I said the same thing about Sony. Sony, all they have to do is say, hey, we're not going to do day and date, but in a couple of months, 4 to 6 months from now, we're going to put this game inside PlayStation Now. We don't know, but if they add more content to it, PlayStation Now can pop off like it's nothing because they already have the streaming. They already have games in there, but they can double their numbers if they just put more of an effort into that service, but they're not like how Microsoft is.
Well,
because they don't need to right now because their game sells like crazy right now.
Yeah, they will never do it. They can't afford to do it like Microsoft can.
They can't afford.
Like right now, Game Pass. Yeah, hell no, they can't. Microsoft is doing Game Pass in the debt right now.
They can't afford to make money. Oh,
what? Do you even know who is this nigga?
No,
let me tell you why. Let me break it down for you. Hold on. Let me help you out, bro. I'll help you out so you can keep up, right? Every game, every single game. How many games are on Game Pass? Do you know? It's like 274 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, right? 274 games. They need to pay a lump sum for each of those games. That's why games come in and go out, right? So every time a new game comes in, and they come in twice a month, they have to pay a lump sum for that game. Mind you, gamers are paying $15 a month max, right? So they paid the lump sum, and then they paid they have to pay out, and they collect that $15 a person, right? Right now they have 15 million people non-concurrent, right? So 15 million people tried Game Pass. No. Right? No. This is facts. I'm just telling you the facts. All right. Trust me. I went through the transcripts. I'm making a video. I went through the transcripts yesterday, my nigga. Like they announced 15 million on September 2nd. Right? Go look it up yourself. They announced 15 million non-concurrent
one of the
on the second
who don't just try it.
Wait,
So
non-concurrent or concurrent?
non-concurrent.
Saying this.
They never speak on concurrent. The reason why they never speak on concurrent is because that number fluctuates. Where if you have non-concurrent, the number will only build.
We're not gonna sit here and do this. We're not gonna sit here and do this. We just seen
Bro,
them.
I'm trying to help you out. I'm just trying to tell you why Sony will never do it this way. All right, look.
You spending money when you losing money? Do you spend money?
They're losing money, bro. You lose money to make money. You got to spend money to make money.
You gonna spend
money?
money?
Do you think Netflix is making money?
All right, we gonna
like, what are you talking about, bro? Look, Halo itself. Halo.
You're right.
Halo. Listen. Hold on.
Investment, man.
Halo Infinite, right? Halo Infinite is $500 million plus right now. Since they delayed it, it's probably at 600 mil by now. Because they delayed it, it's going to be, by the time it launched, over $600 million spent on Halo Infinite alone.
That's not
of how much it
to me. Like,
no, wait. Let me finish, dog. Let me finish. Now, that's going to be free on Game Pass, right? Not free, but it's going to be $15 a month on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
So you're not getting that instant payoff.
No, whoa.
If Game Pass doesn't grow, then their numbers are fucked just from their first party games being on Game Pass. They spend so much money on it.
Game Pass grows every
money. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I cannot agree with you.
And like I say all the time, it's not about short-term gains. It's about the long-term investment.
It's about long-term, but you know what's not long-term?
What?
Hold on a second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second, because I'm seeing some stuff in the chat.
Yeah.
What Thrash is? What hit after hit is saying is true. There is when you make an investment and you invest for the long term, you will lose money in the earlier years with the expectation that you get a certain amount of retention and begin to make more money over time. And this whole thing, if it was losing money, they wouldn't be doing it. That's not true. They held on the mixer for how long with it losing money before
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not talking to you. I said in the chat.
I do gotta read a super chat though. The Ravenflow says, not the Ravenflow. It was a Hot Boy D said, if Game Pass was such a loss, like he said, they wouldn't be doing it. Hashtag.
Yes, they would be.
Hold on,
that person
just like they did Mixer.
Aaron Greenberg said that they're not even making money right now.
We can compare this to Mixer. We can compare this to Netflix. We can compare this to all these other motherfuckers. But let me say one thing, and I'm gonna let this shit go. Like, you know what I mean? Microsoft.
Please tell me you learning.
No, seriously, because I see I watch some of your shit, nigga. Like, hold on.
Let's hear the help.
Netflix rents AWS, servers from Amazon. Microsoft don't have to do that.
That is
they host.
Everybody, bro, I have 2 current Microsoft Azure certifications, and what you said is false.
No, I got
Xbox does not get free Azure service.
Not right now, bro. I know what you're doing. Not right now,
bro. Xbox has to pay. There is a bill that Xbox has to pay to Azure.
Hold on. I do this. I'm a cloud technician. I got this.
Good. Me too.
So,
excellent.
So you know that AWS,
oh my God,
Netflix rent their servers.
We're talking about Azure.
Have to do that. So they are calling. It's not the same thing. Yes, it is. It's true.
Nick, that is not true. That is 100% false. The Xbox.
Prove me wrong. No. Don't just say it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong right now.
You muddy in the conversation with all this misinformation, my guy. Like, you're speaking on shit you don't know.
Hold on. No. Don't do that. Prove me wrong.
You're doing it.
Well, here, let me tell you right now. So Office, Nick,
I can show you right now.
Office 365 is a division of Microsoft. Everybody that's in Microsoft, they do not get to use the other areas of Microsoft for free. Every division of Microsoft.
Whoa. So you just gonna? All right, I see what you're doing here.
It's called operating income, my guy.
Yeah, I see what he's doing.
Yeah, it's called operating. No, what he's talking about is operating income. What does it cost? What does it cost to operate your business, bro? Like nothing is free. Operating income is one of the biggest chunks out of your business.
So, Azure resources do not go to Xbox for free. They do not go to Office 365 for free.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I mean, I'm gonna just keep it honest with you. Well, actually, I'm probably not gonna keep it honest with you, but like, I'm not making this up. I know for a fact. I mean, because it would violate my NDA to say too much stuff. But like, I'm not making this up. I didn't read it in a comic book. I'm telling you with absolute certainty, divisions within Microsoft that host services on Azure have to pay for those services. They are not free just because you work at Microsoft.
I'm not negating that. What the fuck is you talking about? I
don't know. I want to talk about Indiana Jones. No, we don't want to keep going, nigga. We don't gotta keep going. The fact of the matter is,
you trying to ride off of it? No,
nigga, just move on. Just move on from it, bro. It's okay, bro. You don't know your shit. Move on.
No, I'm gonna let y'all go.
I mean, I'm not saying.
Hold on.
In the cloud architect.
Hold on. I got this. Hold up.
Nick want to keep going.
Yeah, you got that right, because he just told him a lie right
Because you are, bro. You're trying to talk until you feel like you're right, bro.
That is not what I said, and he just switched it up.
All right, okay. To answer clearly, you believe that Game Pass is a profitable thing. It's profitable, but it isn't making a profit.
Thrash, hold on real quick. Nick, I'm not trying to insult you. If you didn't say that Xbox get their Azure services for free, then my fault.
No, I said Game Pass is running on Azure server.
But does
so what does that mean? What does that mean?
Who is free?
What I'm saying is the return on investment. The return on investment is what I'm talking about.
All right.
What's running? Wait, hold on. What's running? Let me ask you a question.
Is the content, so it's not the same. When you try to compare it, is what I was saying in the beginning.
You're saying fly shit. Let me ask you a question then, if this is the fact.
You said I was wrong.
Who's running? Hold on. Whose game? You talking about Game Pass is running on Azure Cloud, right?
Yep.
That's what you're saying. Game Pass is running. What do they got to run on Azure Cloud if you're fucking downloading it, bro?
You don't know. If you don't know that, then I don't know.
No, I'm asking you a question, dog. Like you download these games, right?
You gotta ask me.
So what do you Azure Cloud?
You need to reach a client. You need to reach a client to be able to download.
How y'all don't already
Somebody has to be able to host it.
Yeah, they still have to be hosted.
Yeah, you have to host it. You have to host the download so that I can get to it.
All right, we have to.
That's for every game. That's for every game. The only thing they're doing is unlocking their shit.
No, it's not with every game.
Yo, we have to bring this.
You're telling me, okay, how do you download a game that's not on Game Pass?
Listen,
how do you download a game that's not on Game Pass?
Well, he misspoke on that part, Thrash. That's not what he meant. He misspoke.
I'm like, that's just.
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, we have to bring it down because right now I'm hitting my I don't want to be here too late, but I mean a lot of conversation like. It's a lot here. This discussion literally deserves a part 2, but we're gonna have to kind of cut it short here. I'm sorry.
He's talking about Indiana Jones. That was one of the main topics.
It was.
Because there's two topics on the headline or the title, and it's it's the RPGs, and then it's the Indiana Jones. We already talked about the RPGs.
We talked about the RPGs. We barely talked about
Indiana Jones, man. Let Thrash talk about that.
I mean, I believe, I hope and believe that Indiana Jones will be exclusive to the Xbox. I hope it's better than Uncharted, and I'm gonna be pissed off if it's not. Period.
You think it's gonna be better than Uncharted?
Why wouldn't it be better than Uncharted?
It's a movie game.
It's not a movie game.
Yeah, you know how many movie producers are on that game?
So wait.
It's not a movie game.
So are we automatically?
No, let me stop. I'll fuck with Uncharted. I love that game.
I mean, I'm asking, like, are we automatically downplaying what Microsoft
No. I'm not downplaying it, but to put it on Uncharted level, you know, you guys were just arguing with me, telling me that how we gotta wait and see how Xbox has to perform. Now you trying to put that game on.
That's me.
Now you trying to put that game on Uncharted level. That's different.
All right, hold on.
It's like God of War. It better be better than The Last of Us.
Hold on. Oh man, this is sounding.
Dude said The Last of Us 2 God of War. As a matter of fact, that's your expectations. That's okay. That's your expectations.
Let me ask you a question. Real quick. As a gamer, why wouldn't you want that? As a gamer, what's so bad about that?
Let yourself down. Let yourself down.
No. I mean, I'm asking you a question. As a gamer, why is that bad to want games to be better than older games?
No, my thing is, I'm gonna take a page out of Optimus Code book. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see.
You wait and see, but why are we waiting and seeing?
I'm waiting and see.
Why can't we say I want this game to be better than Uncharted? What's so bad about that?
Because you're automatically setting that game up for failure by putting on Uncharted. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing.
No, he can say I want it to be better than Uncharted. That's different.
I want it. No.
I expect it to be better than
last week.
Hold on. Listen.
You said Uncharted, God of War, The Last of Us. That's a tall ladder.
But he's saying he
I wanted to raise the bar. When it launches, I wanted to raise the bar. Other than that, why are we even gaming? Why are we even talking about gaming?
Right, he's not saying that it will do these things, or he's not promising that
Microsoft rose the bar. When's the last time they rose the bar? I need to see the bar being raised. I don't understand you Xbox niggas when it comes to that, or any PlayStation dude who disagree with me. Why would anybody disagree with me saying that I want this shit to be better than shit that's out there?
Because if you listen to what I've been saying, my point this whole time, and I've said this on previous podcasts, I said on other people's podcasts, you can ask anybody that's had me as a guest on their podcast. I've always said it's about cultivating these studios and making sure that you build them up for the long term, right?
But
so you can't have
5 years.
We've been waiting for years, bro.
Right, well, Bethesda's a bit different. So with machine games, if you said you want to have a game that's better than Uncharted, okay, that's fine to have those expectations for a game.
But
like
why wouldn't you?
Right?
Okay, what do you want in regards? What's your expectations? Nigga, Crackdown? Like, what's your expectation?
No, my expectations for it is to be a very solid game and a really good experience. But we still don't know what the concept of it is. Right. We know that it's an original story, right? Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be in the realm of an Uncharted or a Tomb Raider. Okay. I need to get my hands on the game and evaluate it.
Okay. Let's get to Indiana Jones. God damn it. Let's get to Indiana Jones. God damn it.
So, that's what we are.
Last week.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we know that.
My fault.
So Lucas Arts or whatever, right? Or the gaming or whatever, right? They have a new name now, right? It's called Lucas Arts Gaming or some shit like that.
Lucasfilms Games.
Lucasfilms Games, right? So they're teaming up with Bethesda. Lucasfilms Games. They're teaming up with Bethesda to make an original Indiana Jones game. Mm-hmm. All they shown was a teaser trailer. That's all we know.
That's it. That's all they showed.
I keep the same energy with every single teaser trailer that's not a sequel to a game. Meaning that it's cool that we're getting a full-fledged AAA Indiana Jones games, but until I see gameplay, I have no thoughts on the game at all whatsoever because I haven't seen anything from the game. It's being developed by Machine Games, who developed the Wolfenstein games. I really enjoyed Wolfenstein, the first game that came out. The second game, I don't really like the story. And then Youngbloods, I haven't touched that because everybody said that that shit is trash. So, as far as this game, it's gonna obviously be compared to Uncharted and Tomb Raider and shit like that. So, we'll see. The biggest question of this week about regarding Indiana Jones, right? Because when I first saw it, I was like, well, I didn't see no gameplay. It's the game. My whole thing, the first thing I worried about was the game is going to be good. Obviously, we can't tell that right now because it's too early to tell. But everybody else, they won't argue about whether the game is going to be good or not. Not everybody else, but a lot of people, they were just arguing about whether it's going to be exclusive or not. So if this deal was done before Bethesda was purchased by Microsoft and they already had a deal saying, hey, this is going to be a multi-platform game, unless Microsoft can go and renegotiate that deal, that's what it's gonna be.
Or if they want to sell Xboxes, they will. Yeah.
Or Microsoft can or Microsoft can be like, we're just gonna let it slide. You know, like they're doing with Deathloop, like they're doing with Ghostwire Tokyo, whatever. This deal was already in place, so we're probably just gonna, because Microsoft said that the Bethesda games that are exclusive to the Xbox or multiplayer is gonna be on a case-by-case basis. So this could be one of the. So some people are automatically we don't know. We don't know if there's gonna be multiplayer or exclusive.
Do you know what he meant by case-by-case basis? Like, do you have an idea what he meant by case-by-case basis?
If there's an existing deal that's been made for a game that may be multi-plat, that game's going to stay multi-plat. If there isn't, then it's going to be Xbox exclusive. But we don't know those games because those are confidential.
Right, but
now here's another thing.
What if that case-by-case was based on Sony's decision?
Make sure you guys spam that like button because this is a very entertaining episode of Planet Xbox. Spam that like button, share the stream. We should get over 100 like buttons.
Get that like, it's my first time on. It's the second time on this.
Well, that's another thing. You think it's gonna be first? To me, it's an Indiana Jones game. If they model the character after Harrison Ford, it has to be third person because people want to see that. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I don't think you can make an Indiana Jones game first person.
Hey, for all we know, this could be a hard game.
I agree.
For all we know, this could be a RTS. You know what I'm saying? For all we know, this could be a wallpaper simulator.
Here's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. I want it to be the best game to ever come out. That's why I know that we can expect to see shit when we see it. But before I see it, now that I know that it's coming out, I want it to be the best game to ever launch. Period. And if it's not that, then I'm gonna be disappointed, just like everyone else should. The same thing with God of War Ragnarok. If that shit ain't better than the other God of War, I'm not even buying that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Like I'm not gonna just give them my money. Like we gotta start not giving these niggas our money just cut.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? We gotta expect best for our money, bro. I don't get
this is what I gotta say about Indiana Jones, right? So there's a couple factors at play. So this wasn't Lucas Games. You know, they came out on Twitter a couple days ago before this announcement and announced their rebrand. And then shortly after that, Bethesda was the first tease, and then they started announcing deals that they got with Ubisoft for Star Wars and all this other. They're just going to different publishers and getting games made with their IPs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, this is how I look at this. The last game really to have like success by through licensing is Spider-Man, right? With having this original story, it is obviously kind of inspiring others. So I feel like my expectations for Indiana Jones is that I feel like it's going to be the same major AAA plot. It's an original story. It's not a quote unquote movie game. They're just taking the IP and then they're giving Todd Howard, he's the head producer, but Machine Games is going to be the development team behind it to kind of do what it do. So I expect it to be a high quality third person action adventure. And yes, it better be better than Uncharted and Tomb Raider because all the Uncharted and Tomb Raider are Indiana Jones with a different character.
Thank you.
That's all it is. So
absolutely.
You would think
for Indiana Jones,
it
wouldn't be Tomb Raider.
All the material was there for you, bro. Everything from the setting to the weapons to the character. It should be super easy.
They really just pretty much got to show. All right, this is how you do. This is the king of the crop. This is what these games were inspired by. That's what they pretty much got to do with it. Is it possible? Yeah, I think. One, I'm gonna say this. I love Uncharted. I love Tomb Raider. Uncharted 4 is overrated as fuck. I'm sorry. It's I don't know. I think
that game dragged towards the end. I'm not gonna lie to you.
For a game like that, it was too long. What? But it's not bad. What? I just think it was overrated.
It was only like 16 hours.
Uncharted 2 is the best game out that franchise.
Fell longer than 16 hours. But as far as exclusivity, do I hope it's an Xbox exclusive? Absolutely. I don't want that shit. I don't want any game that Xbox has anything to do with touching a PlayStation. Now,
real quick smooth. Yeah. All right. Here's one thing I gotta say because I've always said this shit. Right, if this is an Xbox exclusive and the game looks good, the game and you're looking at this, not you Smooth, but anybody's looking at this and be like, damn, that game looks amazing. I really want to play it. Guess what? Buy an Xbox, right? I'm getting tired of people being like I'm getting tired of people who are like, well, it needs to be multi. Nah, like, bro, we always, especially the PlayStation guys, right? We always talking about exclusives, how exclusives are number or the number one things and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when people start talking about Elder Scrolls 6, that's gonna be, bro. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if the game is exclusive to Xbox or is a multi-plat. I only care about one thing: is the game good? If it's a great, amazing game. If it ends up being exclusive to the Xbox, guess what I'm gonna go fucking do? I'm gonna go fucking buy an Xbox. You know
Quote this. Quote this. Somebody get this.
All right, so speaking of exclusivity, the only thing is I'm not sure because it's a licensed IP and it's Lucas and it's in the timing of its announcement, do I think it's going to be exclusive? There's a chance I don't think it's exclusive. I think the best thing, not the best. I think
it's going to be multi-plat.
I think it's multi-plat and it's going to launch day one in Game Pass because that's been the kind of the scenario with games that are done by studios Xbox had just acquired that were working on a multi-plat. They just kind of found themselves in Game Pass day and date. I don't know who's publishing the game. Is it Lucas? Is it Bethesda?
Lucas,
if it's Lucas, then
it might be Bethesda. I don't know.
It's a weird scenario. So, but I know that's the number one question that people have. But if I'm Xbox, right? This is how I think about this. You already bought. All right, so you're already in agreement to acquire the studio. You're gonna close sometime in February. This publisher that you just bought is already producing 2 games that that is exclusive to your major competitor, and you telling me they got a game right around the corner. Why? I'm already. Actually, Phil Spencer knows was under was pretty much in the works. If I'm Xbox, I had already negotiated a deal for exclusive rights. It might have required obviously Lucasfilm's agreement with it, but I don't understand why you wouldn't at that point. Because it's obviously it's going to be far away. It's probably coming out after Starfield, right? I would say. But then again, I don't understand why you do a teaser trailer like that and then it's like going to be like 5 years away. I don't think it's actually that far off.
Hold on, but that's happened plenty of times before where we get teaser trailers and them shit
but
5 years later.
We usually get teaser trailers, but that's usually at like a major event. This is just like on fucking Twitter, a press release.
Yeah, but it still doesn't. Like me, I think this is a 2023 game. You know what I mean? I think that this is a game that's probably going to come out in 2023 or some shit like that. It depends. I don't know. It depends how much they've been developing this for. If they just made the deal last year and they're just now showing the teaser. Yeah, this is going to take like.
Matter of fact, if they just got an agreement to do it in the last 6 months of this game, it's an Xbox exclusive. That's how I see it. If this is something that they got agreed with Lucasfilms in the last 2 years, then I expect it to be a multi-plat. But then again, I don't understand.
They would have something to show other than what they got. Yeah.
But hey, it's Perfect Dark didn't show anything and Phil Spencer played it.
Right, but hold on.
That ain't what they played. They working on various games. They working on more than just a Perfect Dark.
This is what we have to find out because this is the important information that we don't know. We need to know when this deal between Lucas Films and Bethesda took place to go ahead and give this game a go. Was it actually no? It is before because Microsoft still hasn't bought Bethesda yet.
They bought the deal. It's like buying a house, right? You agree to buy a house and then you have your closing date.
Right, they haven't closed on the deal, so. It could be.
Yeah, they haven't, so they can't take over anything yet. It's illegal for them
to me, it really depends. It really depends on what Lucas Films wanted it. If they be like, "Hey, we want to work on going to Bethesda. We want to work on this game, and it's going to be a multi. We want this on PlayStation 5. We want this on Xbox, and we want this on PC to maximize and shit like that." So it really depends, man. But you never know. Like we're gonna have to wait and see. At the end of the day, does it matter? Like at the end of the day. What's more important? Is the game gonna be good or not? As far as like the game, it doesn't matter if it's exclusive or not. To me,
what's more important is Xbox as a console important to Xbox
gamers? Yeah, because that's what I'm going to be playing on for the foreseeable future.
And if they take that away, would you still be in the Xbox ecosystem?
If they took the Xbox console away from me?
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't see myself gaming on I don't see myself gaming not on an Xbox console like that. Like I'm long as this console exists, I'll game. When consoles no longer exist, I probably won't game like that. I'll probably
Xbox. So if Xbox itself goes away and just does Game Pass through PC, a little thing on the back of your TV and controllers, would you wouldn't follow them? Just get a PC or do it on your phone or do it on your tablet or whatever other devices that they want you to do with it.
If it's not, if it's streaming, no, I don't think I would. I don't think I would want to be playing like exclusively streaming. So if that little device they put on the back of the TV,
if you can download it.
If I could download it, if the Xbox is gonna shrink to just an HDMI box on the back of the TV, and it's obviously capable of doing what consoles can do, then I still play it. I'll still
RDNA 10.
What if they pull a Sega? Like they just put this shit on all devices. Like stop making consoles, but then open it up to all. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sony isn't doing Game Pass because there is a competing console. But if that console wasn't there, Sony would probably allow Game Pass, or at least allow Xbox games on PS Now.
Yeah, they would have to. As long as they let the Xbox controller come with me onto that PlayStation, so.
Well, there's adapters.
Yeah, but I like native support.
PC or whatever.
I don't know. We have to see what times. I could see myself playing. I wouldn't like it, but if PlayStation is the only option, I mean, as long as I could game on it. I could play. I wouldn't mind playing Xbox games on it if there's no Xbox consoles in existence. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a feature.
But if you got a Series X and it just keep letting you just bust everything on through Series X, then that'd be fine too.
Thrash, where you going with this line of questioning?
Well, I've been, like I said, I do a lot of work, bro. Like I do a lot of investigative work on shit, and all fingers are pointing that this is the end, dog. Phil Spencer said it himself.
This generation, this is gonna be the last generation.
This is the last. Look, y'all laughing just like y'all laughed at me when I said that Game Pass was going to be the main source. They were only going to focus on that. When I said that they were going to do streaming as well. When I said that games ain't going to come out that much, they're going to focus all games to come out on Game Pass and be Game Pass focused. And all of that shit came true. And it's not because I'm Nostradamus. It's because I can see exactly what they're doing to make money.
Saying that Game Pass games going to be Game Pass focused is a shot to the developers, dog.
Go look at that last interview that he had. Listen to me, bro. Like you keep cutting me off, but you don't let me. I'm trying to tell you, Phil Spencer said this shit. It's not me, dog. Go check out.
He's not developing games,
Major
dog.
Nelson's last thing when he was talking to Phil Spencer.
Execs don't make games. That's where we fall out at. I don't believe that they have
developers came to Phil Spencer and told him that they want to make games for Game Pass Game Pass.
I can't believe Optimus sitting here letting them say this. I can't believe
That's what Phil Spencer said. You mad at me?
They don't listen to them execs, dog. They don't listen to them. So I don't even understand where it's coming from. They don't. You know they don't.
It's over.
Come on, bro.
Phil Spencer is excited for the next 3 to 6 years.
We don't believe. Optimists don't believe you, so I don't believe
you. Don't got to believe me, dog. I don't care if you believe me or not. I know what's going on.
Optimists and them ain't listening to Phil Spencer. Tell them you ain't listening to Phil Spencer, man.
Very quickly. It's not Phil Spencer I'm listening to. I'm listening to his boss.
No, I'm saying Optimists don't listen to him. He a developer.
This is the latest running
he don't listen.
podcast I've done.
So here we go, y'all. Real quick. Number one, do developers listen to Phil Spencer and all of this stuff? So, and like Thrash, like your position right now, it seems kind of disingenuous to me because a lot of people choose when they say, listen, Phil Spencer even said it. And then the next conversation to be, well, Phil Spencer lying. You can't believe what that nigga say ever. And so it's like, it's no real standard over when we listen to Phil. So
well, there is.
Listen. Well, so what I'm saying,
you can't. What I tell people is don't listen to the sound. So when he's aiming something at us, like say, like for example, right, when Phil Spencer said that they're no longer going up against PlayStation, they're going against Stadia and Amazon and Google, right?
Cloud, I think.
Yeah, he was. But he said the Xbox focus is no longer on PlayStation. He didn't say it's not. It's no longer, meaning it used to be. but
He
it
said
no longer is.
competition. I remember what you're
So they're
talking about.
switching they're switching their
About
focus.
competition. He said
They're
his main
switching their
competitors
focus
are
to
Amazon
service.
and Google. He didn't say the focus. He said competition. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's the same
Let him
shit.
go.
They
Let him
said
go. Let him
number one
finish.
competition.
The competition and focus
The number
isn't
one
the same,
competition.
because what you're doing is a play on words like how Phil does.
No, I'm not. That's the facts. This is what happened. Look at what's happening around you, dog. It's already saying
I
true.
want to hear what
No, because you on Planet
say.
Xbox. You on Planet Xbox. We
I
covered
don't
this
know where I'm
topic.
at.
We
No,
covered
no.
this topic. We covered this topic months ago. I remember he said our main competition is Amazon and Google. He didn't say our focus. He didn't say the focus. He said the competition.
Main competition. Then what else did he say? Since you want it, what else did he say? He said it's no longer on PlayStation and Nintendo. Did he not?
He did not say that.
What did he say then? What did he say about PlayStation and Nintendo?
I can get you the exact quote right now.
What did he say about PlayStation and Nintendo then, bro?
I'll get you the exact quote right now.
This nigga funny as shit.
We have to get the context of this, because if he's talking about Microsoft's main competitor is Google and Amazon, or Xbox main competitor.
Why would he even bring up PlayStation and Nintendo if he's talking about Microsoft as a company?
I don't know. Well, we gotta look up the quote. To me, I disagree.
I got the quote right here.
Who's already there, man?
Read the quote. And there's two sections of the quote that you gotta read. So read the whole quote. Go ahead.
So here's what it says, and this isn't Phil Spencer voice. When you talk about Nintendo and Sony, we have a ton of respect for them, but we see Amazon and Google as main competitors going forward.
Woo.
That's not to disrespect Nintendo and Sony, but traditional companies are somewhat out of position. I guess they could try to recreate Azure, but we've invested tens of billions of dollars in cloud over the years.
Keep going.
What does that say to you?
It says that exactly what I just said. He said that Nintendo and PlayStation isn't their main competition going forward, right?
You said focus. I said competition.
That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
How is it the same thing? They said going forward. So Nintendo and PlayStation used to be what their main competition was, but going forward, it's going to be Amazon and Google. Meaning they're changing their focus from Nintendo and PlayStation to Amazon and Google. That's what that means.
Because what's the future of gaming?
All right. With that being said,
yeah, I was going to say.
I'm getting like
those moves where you come in.
Where's gaming going to go toward? We're not going to have consoles forever.
That's what I'm saying. Microsoft is already leaving, bro. It's a done deal already. It's been a done deal since Phil Spencer got on. That's all he's been focused on. Go back and listen to Phil Spencer's first interview when he first got hired. His first interview with Major Nelson. Go look at that and see what he said.
Bro, you tripping, man.
I'm not tripping, dog. You just not paying attention.
I feel you. We can talk about this another time because I know Smooth wanna, do you think?
I'm just trying to help y'all.
That's a good conversation. That's a good conversation.
Yeah, I wasn't quite ready for this conversation today.
Right.
So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, I got to change the title of the podcast because I'm going to come in here.
We touched on the two topics.
We touched on it for about like 15% of the show.
We kind of asked for that though.
We also didn't talk about
there's Jedi Fallen. There's the Star Wars. There's Lucas. There's Ubisoft. There's a whole lot of stuff. Yeah,
right,
the upgrades for Jedi Fallen Order.
Right. The
look, if y'all would like, man.
Version and stuff. Yeah.
If y'all would like, man, I like this conversation though. It wasn't arguing. It wasn't like somebody was getting.
No, the conversation wasn't bad, but
it was just a conversation.
It was the first time in a while that we actually had something to talk about.
If y'all want to come on a round table, man, you can come anytime too, bro. And if I'm free to come on here, I don't mind coming on here anytime y'all want me to come through. I like this kind of conversation.
Anytime, man.
I'll go on a round table.
Yeah.
Anytime y'all want to go, bro. I mean, y'all welcome. We don't argue with people. We just discuss shit like how we discuss shit right now. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, fair enough. Looking forward to it.
No, it's dangerous over there. Niggas be pulling out guns and shooting and stuff.
Hey, that was an Xbox dude. That
was on the round table.
That was an Xbox dude. That was y'all people. I don't know. Okay,
come on, man.
All right.
Hey, Smooth, I want to say something before we bounce real quick, man. I just want to say two things. One, Nick, I hope it's clear. I was not trying to be dismissive of your credentials or the things that you work hard to accomplish in your life. That's not what I was saying. I'm just saying that I know
it's all good.
Even with another department, like, you still have to pay for your resources. That's all I was saying, bro.
No, you do. Yeah, I agree with that. But
that's it.
Content is king. We always talk about that.
I want to be clear. I was not coming at you. I was not throwing shade at your accomplishment.
No, look, man.
All right, Coke Boy. Now, again, with you, I agree with the majority of what you're saying. Like 98% of what you were saying about like the wafers and the process and like just this supply and demand. I agree with you 98%. The only part where we disagree is you seem to be resistant to the idea that company relationships, politics, and money can get things done where it looks like there is no way. And it's like you were just saying, it's only the math, there's only the science. And I've seen it too many times where the people with the better relationship and with the more clout and the more money can have their way in a situation that's not fair. Like business isn't fair. That's all I was saying.
I got you.
Thanks. Really enjoyed this conversation. No lie, man. You want to type shop here, Smooth. No matter what other people be saying, bro. I mean, if you want to type shit on me, it's all good.
All I know is I posted that hit after hit video. I don't know when you made it, but the first day I seen it, I posted it, and Smooth said the next person that either liked it or posted it.
Hey, part two coming soon, too. Real soon.
Oh, that's what's
next person like I hate
Part two gonna be bigger than part one, man. We got some surprises.
Man, let us know, player.
I forgot I said that, by the
way. They're funny, man.
Shit.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Same time. I promise we'll stick to the script. Unless there ain't nothing to talk about, then we'll try to finish this conversation. All right, guys. Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. You guys have a good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. Shout out to Old Man Logan. Apologize, bro.
All right.
King Thrash. Thanks for stopping by. Optimus Code. Bond was here for a moment. Everybody in the chat. I saw Frogs, Jazz. Who else?
It must have been not. It must have been crazy.
Landry was in here.
Melodic
Punk.
Emmanuel. You know what I'm saying?
Emmanuel. Yeah.
Emmanuel.
Weirdo ass.
Raven Flow was in here. We had a lot of people in here.
Yeah. So you guys have a wonderful day. I wonder if I have time to game after this because I feel like I'm getting tired. Oh, you know what? I had to say one last thing I got to say, bro. I watched this video and it's been bothering me all day, and I've been trying to watch other things to get this stupid shit out of my head. My wife shared a video. It must have been somewhere in like India or something like this. This fucking dude was sitting next to like this monkey, and a monkey jumped on him and took like half his scalp off. And I'm like, what?
What?
The monkey took half this old man's scalp off his fucking head, and all I could see is just his fucking skin just laying there, and I can't get it out of my head.
Oh
shit! Hey, link me that shit. Let me see that shit.
That was crazy.
You want to see that shit? I want to get that image out of my freaking head. That shit had me squirming at work. Like,
yo, what is you watching, bro?
Yo, he said have me squirming at work.
You said the monkey just slapped the nigga head off?
No, he like just jumped on his head, but you know how we peel a banana? That's how easy the guy's scalp came off his fucking head. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah, monkeys are strong as fuck too, man. You gotta watch out for
them. All I can think about is somebody like, you know how when people get smacked in the head, all I can do is think about is somebody slapping the raw meat. And I went out at burns and shit. See? It's the craziest shit. See, that's why I can't be looking at shit. All right, guys, you guys have a good night.